Haven't received it. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Okay, ready? And welcome to Week 9, folks, of the Texas high school football season. Cover 1 live right here on SanAngeloLive.com. San Angelo Central out at the friendly confines of Ratliff Stadium in Odessa, taking on Mojo. Defense up first. Well, getting the stop on the Panthers here, but then right back comes the Angry Orange, Tyler Hill to Kevon Rice. This guy hauling it in. My man inside the 5-yard line. Then, well, what do you know? Why not? Just give it to Tyler Hill. Doing work himself. Central takes the early 7-0 lead. Ensuing Panthers drive. Well, Mojo, these guys, they love playing at Ratliff. Heck, they've only played probably just, I think it's been two games this entire season outside of Ratliff Stadium. Here off the kick return, and look at this. Saying, well, we're kind of good too, battling for the field position. Yep, Mojo getting it going early on, trying to return the favor. But right now, as it stands, Central leading Mojo 7-0 in the early goings at Ratliff Stadium. Week 9 starts right now.
Who say they want it? Who say they ready? See, you might not like it, but you gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. Who say they want it? Who say they ready? Hey, coach, they might not like it, but they gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. I said it's game time. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. You know it's game time. I said it's game time. Come on. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. Hey, who say they want? We want. Who say they ready? We ready. They might not like. We like it. But this is West Texas. They gon' respect. First off, I got my grades up, so I deserve every moment that I'm out on the field. I've been in practice all week, so you know what it is. We ain't come for the win, but we came for the kill. It ain't all about the hard boy, so why here we here hard boy? We for nothing but the Lord boy. So when you come play us, we might rip out your heart and send you back home with some bruises and scars. Hey, put me in, coach, cause I'm ready to ball. I see the fear in his eyes like he already lost. You know I came with my AK. Defense hitting hard like a freight train. We got the crowd going crazy. Other school colors in the stands look amazing. We don't need permission for the trophy, we just take. And the only way to get to the top comes from hard work and a lot of dedication. I said it's game time. You know it's game time. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. You know it's game time. I said it's game time. Coach, they know it's game time. Hey, who say they won't? We won't. Who say they ready? We ready. They might not like. We like it. But this is West Texas. And they gon' respect it.
Well, what it do, San Angelo, Permian Basin, Big Country, West Texas, heck, just the good old state of Texas. I'm Manny Diaz, and this is Cover 1 Live right here on www.sanangelolive.com. We are the equivalent of the NFL Red Zone for Texas high school football. We're bringing you highlights tonight, live scores. In fact, the district races, oh so good tonight. We started off with San Angelo Central, Odessa, Permian. We'll bring you some of that. We'll even bring you the goods as to why this matchup is so interesting, besides the fact it's Mojo v. San Angelo Central. Plus, one of the best games probably in all the 3-2-5, all of West Texas tonight, Eldorado, Christoval. These two teams battling for the district title tonight, right in my hometown of Christoval, Texas. But before we get into that, we got to bring in the other member of the crew tonight, and that is the one and only Matt Trammell. Matty Ice bringing us the goods. Let's say hello to him.
What's up?
The partner in crime.
I know. It's going to be a fun week. I was telling everyone I'm so excited for this week. We got district championship action. We got playoff implications on the line. There's a lot of things that's going to go on tonight. Big scores with this Eldorado Christoval game. There's going to be a lot of touchdowns. We have boots on the ground. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see how the first drive of the Eldorado Eagles went. So third down for the Eagles. We all know Corbin Covarrubias. He's just,
the dude's a gamer
all year. But early in this one, drops the snap. Oh, give me a second on this. This was actually third down, guys. So third down, they get the sack, and instead of punting the ball, it is 4th and about 15 from the 35-yard line. It's about punting a situation. What do you think?
It might be that. Yeah.
Oh, man, where is it at? Oh, we'll have to just come back to it.
Tony, let's come back to the desk. We'll let Trammell get things figured out there. But I tell you what, an interesting night to say the least. In fact, we're going to give you our picks of who we think who's going to pull out the dubs in a lot of these games tonight. Some interesting games we saw there. Christoval, Eldorado. We'll show you that one. We'll go back to the south end of Tom Green County in just a bit. Mind you, this isn't live. It's a delayed piece of video that we're showing you in all of these games that we're receiving via our boots on the ground. So for all the UIL folks watching tonight, there you go. All right, so hey, let's Trim, are you about ready to get back to that one there? Almost ready? All righty, we'll get to that here momentarily, but in the meantime,
okay. I got it. I got the right highlight. I found it.
Trammell's ready to rock and roll.
Sorry, we're getting a lot of highlights from our guys down there. We're just trying to figure them all out as we go.
All right, let's go back out to the south end of Tom Green County. Tony, make it happen.
So here it is. It's 2nd and about 12. This is actually the play that I'm talking about. Man, just Cover's been playing good all year, but this one just drops a snap right in his hands. The Cougars are right in his face and nearly throws an interception. But it's getting up third down. We saw the third down. They didn't get it. And then a 4th down punt. So Christoval's going to get the football. We'll see what happens when we get back.
All righty. Matt Trammell there bringing us the goods from Christoval from Jack Pardee Stadium there. And I tell you, it's been an interesting night so far. We're seeing, matter of fact, we're efforting some highlights from Abilene. This one being, in fact, Tony, I am ready when you are. You can hit me on camera 3 here, and we'll get out to this highlight here. Odessa High, Abilene High. The Warbirds rocking the throwbacks tonight. And check it out. Odessa, well, it doesn't look off to the greatest start here. But how about Diego Cervantes just letting it ride there to Ivan Carrion inside the 30-yard line. Very next play. Well, there we go. Another big catch. 7-0 Odessa High at that point. But back come the Warbirds from the north side of Abilene. Making a man miss there. Off to the races. Woo, tiptoeing that sideline. Not too shabby. But the Bronchos, well, Abilene trying to make it interesting defensively. And defensively, yes, they are doing so. Forcing a fumble. My goodness. That would be 7-6. Abilene at that point. Tony, let's come back to the desk, courtesy of WWF Coach Steele. So, matter of fact, that was 7-6 at that point, Abilene High. In fact, let's get you one more play. Let's get you caught up right here because this play is worth the time. Remember, now if we remember this, folks, there's a guy from Abilene High named DeKing Thomas. We saw him go toe-to-toe with Midland Legacy's McKylan Young just a few weeks ago there at Shotwell Stadium. This dude back, DeKing Thomas, pretty much just doing what he does best. Tony, let's go back out to Shotwell Stadium here, Odessa, Abilene High. And look at here. How about a DeKing Thomas sighting? This dude, so good at what he does, just getting behind his big fellas there.
And then just finds that burst of speed down the sideline and takes off. That last 10, 15 yards, he finds that extra burst that you're not going to see. Right there, ready? Boom, right there.
Ooh, yeah, gone. You're not catching him. DeKing Thomas.
Once he gets past that line of scrimmage, he gets about 5 yards past it, gets to second level, then boom. Look, that's where that speed is. This speed's in the second level. It's really nice.
One last look at it. This dude crazy good. 2-point conversion good. So it is now 14-7 Abilene High. One last look, Tony, as we come back to the desk here. So the kids from the north side of Abilene. Tony, let's come back. leading 14-7 on leading Odessa High in this one from Shotwell Stadium. Their first lead of the ball game. If you like high scoring teams, well, high scoring games, this one might be in for you. This one might be a good one for that one there.
Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting, man.
All right, Trammell, you're waving us down over there.
Speaking of exciting, this is gonna be this is my game of the week. I'm gonna be in this all night. Gonna get it right as soon as this happens. Get it to us because I want to keep y'all informed. This is for a district championship. This is Christoval versus Eldorado. Can the Cougars get on the board first? Right here. Just a little jet sweep and gets around the corner. Touchdown, Christoval Cougars.
6-0 Cougs.
That's right. They're going to go up.
6-0 Christoval. Wow.
So this one's, remember, for a district championship.
Yeah, indeed.
Very exciting.
In fact, Tony, let's set the table on this one. There's an angle there in the media player that's talking Christoval and Eldorado, and let's kind of set the table, unpack this one a bit as to why this ball game is just pretty stinking good. As you can see here, Eldorado, yeah, these guys, 336 points this season, 56 points per game that they're averaging, Maso Minerals. Undefeated 6-0 heading into this game. Corbin Covarrubias, the Week 3 Built for Tough Player of the Week. Yeah, 15-plus passing touchdowns this season. Then his guy Cooper Metter, 6-plus receiving touchdowns. Defensively, 9 interceptions this season. Yeah, that's the Eldorado kids. But the kids from the south end of Tom Green County could be the kryptonite to the Eagles. Yeah, defensively, buddy. Bo Jolly, wide receiver / cornerback, 6 INTs.
6, Manny.
Tied for second incredible. Best in the state of Texas.
Yep.
But right behind him, how about your boy Caden Carpenter, free safety, 5 INTs, tied for third in the state of Texas.
But they still got other guys out there.
There's still other guys. And Trammell, what makes this so good? Collectively, 14 team interceptions. Even better, 4 of those interceptions, pick sixes, which means they have taken them back for touchdowns. That's how good this Christoval secondary is. That's what's on the other side for Corbin Covarrubias. My goodness, if that doesn't set the table for you as to why this game is going to be oh so good, man, I don't know what will.
Well,
Trammell.
Speaking of turnovers, I think it's about time that this game really gets started. We got a turnover. Uh-oh. Time for the turnover chain here. Eldorado has the football. Manny, we talked about the passing game. We didn't talk about the running game. Maybe here's why. Covarrubias tries to hand it off, doesn't get it. It fumbles. Fumble recovery by the Cougars. They get the football at about the 30-yard line, going their way.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Manny. It's a wild, wild game over there on 277.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, not only are they playing for a district title tonight, but they're playing for bragging rights of Highway 277. Both of these teams have played Sonora. Both have beaten Sonora. So only one gets to be king of 277, so we shall see what happens with that. Because there's some good football to be played down there in the south end of Tom Green County heading into Schleicher County. Meanwhile, let's get you caught up. Let's go back out to Shotwell Stadium because this one's getting pretty good. That DeKeene Thomas fella from Abilene High. Tony, let's get back out to Shotwell. Odessa High v. Abilene High. 14-7 right now. Well, this video here likes to think otherwise. DeKeene Thomas, holla at your boy.
Man, he's tearing him up, Manny.
Touchdown number 2. Look at him go, just following the tackles. This kid next to McKylan Young, probably the most exciting player in the Little Southwest Conference. 21-7. Tony, let's come back to the desk. Woo, buddy. I love Little Southwest Conference play. Trammell, there's so much good parity in this league this season. Yeah. It feels that way at least.
Very much so.
All right, Trammell, you're talking like you might have something for us.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep them caught up with it. We got the turnover for Christoval. What do you think happened, Manny? I'm gonna ask you. Do you think they scored a touchdown, or do you think they did not score a touchdown?
I didn't see what happened this because I can more or less see what's going on in the corner of my eye, but I did not see the finish of this. I would like to think, as a Christoval, as a member of the Christoval community, I would like to think that they might have a touchdown.
All right, well, we're going to check it out. This
Rolling
is right,
sevens here.
All right, rolling sevens right after the turnover. Let's check it out. So we got 2 at the top. We got 2 running backs in there. He's going to fake the hand. He's going to give the handoff off. It's going to go right. He's going to try to get the first down. Only needs 2. Went for it on 4th down.
Oh.
And no
Stopped?
good.
Stopped.
So it's a 4th down turnover by the Cougars.
Oh my goodness. That's insane. That's just telling you what kind of game this is going to be. All right. Let's come back to the desk. Before we kind of get things going on there, Tony, let's get to our picks of the night. Let's begin with this Eldorado Christoval game, because I think this one is just plenty good. It sets the table of pretty much the great coverage that we're going to have tonight, the exciting games that we're going to have. In fact, because our picks, Trammell and I think we may be on 2 different ends of the aisle when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think so, honestly. I think not on a lot of things, but on most things.
Yeah, so Trammell, you're rolling with the kids from Sliker County.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand,
this is kind of biased, though. You can't go against your hometown.
I can't
but
go
I tell you,
against
me
the
and
hometown
Tracy,
kids.
we are the smartest ones in the office. We are going for the guys with the arm.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got to go with the guy that can chunk it. You got to go with the guy that can throw it really far and who's going to light this thing up. And you got to go with the guy that you can put it on your back. I don't see that from Christoval, and I know that I got that from the Eldorado Eagles. Let's go Eagles all night long. I'm going to say it until we go to bed tonight.
I'm probably one of the biggest Corbin Covarrubias fans, just because I've had the chance to see him grow up over his high school years. But I tell you what, I love what the Christoval secondary is doing this season, especially Bo Jolly, second most interceptions in the state of Texas right now. I think Christoval sneaks up on Eldorado this season.
All right, well,
I
guess we're going to have to just check in. They're down early. We've had a little bit of mishaps, so it's, not impossible, but I think this is the better team this year. Not every year, but dang it, the Eldorado Eagles this year are the best offense around the Concho Valley. Corbin Covarrubias was the Texas Ford player, tough whatever of the week, and you know what? That's because that kid can ball. He can run the ball. He can pass the ball. He's got the defense around him. He's got playmakers around him. This is the year for the Eldorado Eagles, and I'm gonna go to bat for him right now. I'm gonna do it, Manny.
Okay, you like the Eagles tonight. I, on the other hand, why not? I'm rocking with my Christoval Cougs. Tony, let's get to...
Do you want to see a highlight of it, though?
Let's get to one more pick. We'll get to another highlight.
Let's get to picks. Yeah,
Stay with
let's
us,
finish
folks.
Our picks.
How about Abilene Odessa High? Let's get to that one there, Tony, because this one, Odessa High. Yeah, I mean, they beat up on San Angelo Central a few weeks ago. I mean, there's plenty of parity involved, although they just got smoked last week by Midland Legacy. But on the other hand, Midland Legacy is Midland Legacy with McKylan Young and all those weapons they have over there. Yanis Green, the only member of the crew here that likes the Broncos tonight.
Yeah, I'll go to bat for Yantis on this. So, the Broncos have a dang good offense. This is not the same Broncos team that we've seen in the past. And we may not have seen that against Central, but we did see that against other teams in the district. It's going to be high scoring. We already saw that it's 21-7, I think, is it right now?
Yeah, 21-7.
I went for the Eagles, but don't count out the Broncos ever. It might go last place in the district, but
certainly
they might have just a decent offense.
All right. Trammell, you were teasing us. I think you have a highlight before we get to some more picks.
Yeah, I want to show y'all what happened on the Eldorado drive.
Because I'm on bated breath here. Tony, let's take down the picks here if you can. There we go. Let's go back to the south end of Tom Green County. Oh my gosh. My heart's racing at this point.
Another punt, Manny, for the Eldorado Eagles.
Okay.
But
what
this
do we
one
got?
didn't go as well. It goes right up in the air and lands at about the 30-yard line. So they didn't fumble at the 30, but they punted it to them to get it to the 30-yard line.
Yikes. For what I'm seeing coming in the text group here, Trammell, there's something to be had for having a punt that only trickled up to the 30-yard line.
All right, we'll go to you, and
Okay.
I'll find it, and we'll go back.
All right. It's highlights tonight from the Core 27, proudly presented by WW AFCO Steel. Thank you so much to them for all that there. Of course, if you're looking for a score tonight, check it down below right there, just on the Deerski scoreboard ticker. All the scores updated from tonight's games. All right, Tony, go back out to Christoval to the historic Jack Party Stadium.
We're almost there.
Almost there, Tony. All right, so we'll continue. We'll continue to babble on here because that's what I just do best. Meanwhile, I think we do have a Topo Chico on the line tonight. I think this is a quite refreshing drink. I'm more of from the lime persuasion here. So Trammell, that's tonight's wager. You see Eldorado, I see Christoval. That's what we got going on tonight. So. Well, we shall see there in the south end of Tom Green County. Good things happening tonight. If you are pretty much a Christoval Cougar fan, I can tell you this. It's not too bad. It's not too shabby. We'll get into some other things. We'll get into some of our picks here in a little bit. Meanwhile, Matt Trammell does have something for us. Trammell,
I just didn't want to tease the audience and go to the extra point. So let's go into it. We got 3 receivers on the top. We got the running back to the right. What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to take advantage of the players? Nope. They're going to hand it off and go the opposite way. Walks into the goal line untouched. That's a Cougar touchdown.
Fava.
Once again, 2-point conversion, no good. So the score, 12-0. Eldorado Eagles. Let's get it going, boys.
No, 12-0 Christoval Cougars.
Yeah, let's get it going.
Christoval Cougars.
On, Eldorado. Golly. So Christoval leads 12-0.
Oh, Trammell, you see what you're doing to these people out here? You're making them nervous. I tell you, one of the biggest followings, and I love and I respect this because all of our previews that we've done over the course of this week, the Eldorado following has been amazing. And how they follow these kids, how they support their kids is fantastic. And you love to see that. And that's what's just so impressive about that community out in Sliker County. Meanwhile, we saw earlier the Central Bobcats out at Ratliff Stadium. Tony, if you want to queue up 3 here, we'll go out to Ratliff with San Angelo Central and Odessa Permian. It was tied 7-0. Or no, I'm sorry, it was 7-0 at that point. Well, here you go. Odessa Permian driving. And when I mean driving, they are knocking on the door. Look at here. Permian looking to tie things up. Rodney Hall sneaking it in for the touchdown.
Oh, man.
Woo, buddy. Let's take another look at that one there. 7-7, game tied at Ratliff Stadium. The Bobcats, tell you what, they're giving Permian a fight tonight. That's for sure.
This is what we need, Manny. We need the Bobcats to definitely fight.
Yeah,
because they got to get this win. They got to stay in that playoff hunt.
All of our Bobcat highlights tonight presented by Berkshire Hathaway.
All right, Manny, before we get into anything else, I want to give the audience something that we haven't been able to do, and that's a good Eldorado play.
Uh-oh.
All right. It's not great, but it's good. It's a 3rd down conversion. They've been 0 for 2 tonight, so it's good to at least see him get one. Here it is. Corbin Covarrubias doing what he does. He takes the snap looking. He tries to find somebody the best he could, but they're blitzing everybody. There's a linebacker trying to make a play. He stiff arms, gets him on him, goes down the sideline, meets the guy, and gets the 1st down, Manny.
I tell you, Corbin, God, that kid is such a gamer, man.
Yeah, and you know what? He's ready to put his body on the line and go out there and get the 1st down. So 1st down, Eldorado Eagles. We'll see how this drive goes.
Okay, alrighty. The folks there that are watching from Eldorado tonight, 12-0 right now. Christoval leading your Eagles in this one. It's a good ball game. Right now, it looks like Eldorado's driving. Corbin Covarrubias, he will not go quietly into the night. He's going to give you something, that is for sure. In the meantime, let's go out to Fort Stockton here because this is where the Lakeview Chiefs are rocking here. Tony, Fort Stockton and Lakeview there from the Permian Basin. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Right now, it was, I believe, 13-7.
Manny,
Fort Stockton leading.
This guy right here is just a ball player. It's going to be a tough matchup all night. This running back is for real. He's one of the best running backs.
Dominic Aguilar is his name. Look at that.
Another
This
touchdown.
kid, he's top 10 in the state of Texas in rushing yards.
Uh-huh.
This is how good he is, and that's what's on tap for. That's what's against these Lakeview Chiefs tonight. But now,
go ahead.
The Fort Stockton Panthers are leading Lakeview 21-7.
Yeah. So that's 21 points,
Tony's
and
come
how
back to
many
the desk.
he has? That you think that's his only touchdown, or do you think?
No, I believe that is. I think that's. I want to say that's touchdown number 2.
Actually, no. That's number 1 for him. Quarterback has a rushing and a throwing, and he has the other rushing. So they're lining up from every different way. So the Chiefs, they got to step it up. They just got to be able to keep up with this offense. They already have 1 touchdown, so let's see if they can score.
Yeah, so that is 21-7 with 2 minutes left in the first half of that ball game there. All right. Hey, before we kind of get into this, before we get more involved into the show, let's get to some more of these picks. Tony, why don't you bring up Midland Legacy, Midland High? This is another big ball game because primarily it's a game of bragging rights. You know, I mean, certainly if you grow up in the same city, the same town, the same area, you're going to want to beat the team that you see growing up. But this game, the folks from Midland, you know, or at least not from folks from Midland, but the folks here at the San Angelo Live crew, Tony, if you want to bring that one back up there. And, yeah, unanimous decision. We kind of all feel the same way about Midland Legacy.
It's pretty easy, Manny. I mean,
Trammell, what's your over-under on that?
I think
you see that there? We have it on. That one, I'd
have to. I can't see that far, but man, I know what it was.
Over under 70.
I had it at 70.
70.
I had it at 70, and you know why I put it at 70? Because they won last week 63-0 against Odessa. I think Midland can score a touchdown.
Why not?
So 70 would be 63-7. So either way, I think we're all unanimous. This team is too good. McCollum Young is good, and that's nonetheless compared to the rest of his team. So,
let's get to Wall Breckenridge, Tony. This one also, Wall's coming off just a tough loss last week against the number 1 team in Texas. I mean, Jim Ned, they're rightfully probably on that same path to, defend their state title and likely repeat as state champs.
Yeah, that wasn't like something, they could hang their hats on.
No. But here, I think for the most part, the office likes the Hawks to win tonight. On the other hand, Yanis and Sonia, they like the Buckaroos.
Hey, the one thing you could say about them was they went to overtime with Cisco as well as the
I think that's why it's going to be a good game.
And so they lost by 1, and the Hawks
went to double overtime,
and lost as well. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not a big deal, but that's kind of the comparison everyone's going with. I kind of heard what they were saying, and that's kind of what their vibe was. Shoot. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Wall Hawks are going to bounce, but you never know. So we're going to keep an eye on it.
All right. We showed you Christoval, Eldorado. Hey, how about what's other game I think we're missing here? How about San Angelo Central, Odessa, Permian?
There it is.
This one, the creme de la creme of games tonight.
Besides, are you ready for this argument? Let's do it.
I'm an Angry Orange fan through and through. I'm going to stick with the kids in Angry Orange. Trammell, I know what you're doing here. You always like to kind of create maybe create a little drama.
I'm not creating any drama, Manny. This is just my pick. I know exactly how this is going to go. Look, Mojo is Mojo. I was honestly convinced before the bye week. I was convinced when Central was done with Midland that they were going to beat Permian. I told you as we walked out the door, Central's going to beat Permian. Mm-hmm. Last week we had Ryan Chadwick on. The Bobcat connoisseur convinced me that Mojo was going to win. Not because he said that, Mojo's going to beat Central. Oh, no. He believes with everything he has, as you see, that Central's going to win this game.
Well, you also
Mojo is Mojo. That's what he said. Mojo is Mojo and will always be Mojo. And the thing is, they will just beat them. It will be a smooth 34 to 20 win. It won't be nothing crazy. That's what it'll be.
You also said that this game was going to come down to the fourth quarter.
I know.
Fourth
quarter?
That's why you like Permian.
I know. Fourth quarter, last of the game, 1 drive left. Permian's going to have the ball just like they planned out, and Permian's going to be Permian. That's just what it is. And I learned that from the Bobcat connoisseur, so if you hate me, blame it on your guy,
hate me.
The Ryan Chadwick.
The XFL star.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tony. That is our Nukes Pick'em for the night. We will revisit these here at the end of the night to see who actually came out on top. Ryan Chadwick, he's our defending champion from last week. Tony, let's go out to Matt Trammell. Matty Ice has some new highlights for us.
Ryan Chadwick got lucky. It was his first week. Beginner's luck.
He went 6-0.
That's pretty impressive. I went 5-1. We'll see what happens this week. Of course, I'll be right about Central and Permian, but maybe not this one if they keep playing like this. Oh, that's okay. There it is. So, Covarrubias drops back. It's second down. Remember, they just got the first, and a huge sack by the Cougars. Manny, go back to you, but we're coming back to me fast. Stay there.
This defense, this Christoval defense is just playing lights out tonight. I'll tell you, folks, regardless of whoever wins this district tonight, they're going to go deep. They're going to represent West Texas very well. I'd say at least in the second, perhaps the third round.
How'd you like the defense, though? How'd you like that defense?
I'm loving this defense. I'm loving it. In fact, let's go back out to Jack Pardee Stadium.
Here's
Tony.
what the Cougars are doing tonight. They're sicking them like cats, Manny. Here's the very next play. Third down and very long, so they know they're going to throw it. Guess what's going to happen? Rolls out to the left. Boom, hit, and a sack. Another one, 2 in a row. It's going to make it 4th and 20, Manny.
What?
They're putting it on the Eagles. Number 8 in the state now, remember. Christoval was putting it on them 12-0. 2 huge sacks. Manny, give me your thoughts.
I need some wood. I need something to just knock on at this point. I can't believe it. I hope this desk, this desk is wood. I'm knocking right now because I'm hoping that this isn't for naught. Christoval dominating Eldorado right now, 12-0. Defensively, we talked about this. We talked about that secondary. We didn't talk a lot about that front seven, but I think that secondary has something to do with it because you're not seeing Corbin being able to, assert himself, if you will. So big things going on there in the south end of Tom Green County. Tony, let's go to camera 3 because we do have a Lakeview highlight here right now. Lakeview, Fort Stockton, about under 2 minutes to go in this one here. 21-7, Panthers leading. Chiefs with the rock. And how about this kid? Devastion Manley. There he is. Woo! How about that catch? Look at that right in your grill. And that's going to put the Chiefs in Panthers territory. My goodness. What an athletic catch, to say the least. This dude going up. Yeah.
Go get it.
That's me.
What a snag.
One more look at this. Man, that is a La Speranza Play of the Game nominee. How about this catch?
Man, that was wild.
Woo.
What a
all right,
throw,
Tony,
though.
as we
Hit
take
him
one
right
last
in
look at that, let's come
stride.
back to the desk. 21-7. Fort Stockton leading Lakeview in this one right now. So, so we have updated scores here for you. We'll say a few here, but you can see the majority of the scores right down on the Deersky and Deersky ticker. San Angelo Central game tied at 7 against Odessa Permian with about $1.03 left in the first half there at Ratliff Stadium. Right now, also end of the first quarter for Christoval Eldorado, 12-0 C-Town leading the undefeated and 8th ranked Eldorado Eagles, 12-0 the end of the first quarter there. And as we just saw, the Lakeview Chiefs, that one is 21-7 in that ball game there. All right. Man, what a night.
Tonight, man.
What a night.
We are everywhere, I'm telling you.
All right, so hey, let's go back out to Shotwell Stadium here, and we do have a highlight. This one was 21-7 Abilene High, with the Warbirds kind of just asserting themselves. Certainly the King Thomas here, but the black shirts, the defense here. Let's check out these guys. Yeah, forcing that turnover. How about that? One last look. Just right into the hands of that Warbird defender there. Not too shabby. I love when the Eagles, they rock the throwbacks. Covering Abilene High for a number of years.
The Golden Warbirds.
They love the throwbacks, and they win when they win those throwbacks, or they wear the throwbacks there. Tony, let's come back to the desk.
They need one tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need it. All right.
Speaking of someone who needs a win tonight, Manny,
What you got?
it's the Christoval Cougars. I may not have them on my pick'em line, as I'm verbally saying over and over. I have the Eldorado Eagles, but man, that defense is just putting it on them. It's not the best thing I've ever seen for them. COVER1 has been lighting them up all year long. He has 24 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. He's going against a team that has 14 interceptions, though. Here it is, Manny. Check it out. Gets smoked while he throws it. Interception by the Cougars.
Oh, so that's interception number
Caden
50.
Carpenter.
He is now tied with
for
Bo
number
Jolly.
3rd in the state for interceptions with his teammate Bo Jolly.
Yeah,
That's
so-
15 interceptions in the season.
You gotta love that defense there, man. They're on to something. So we'll keep an eye out on that next drive and see if Christoval's able to get in the end zone there. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of updates. We'll check in with the Abilene High Eagles, who the Central Bobcats will see in the next few weeks. Plus, we'll go out to Ratliff Stadium. We do have an update in there. In the meantime, let's go back out to Shotwell Stadium because the Warbirds, these guys, we just saw a turnover come in on their end. They came up clutch with the turnover there and deep in the heart of Warbird territory. Tony, let's cue it up. Odessa High beat Abilene High there at there at Shotwell Stadium. Look at this. Back to throw.
Oh, man.
Finding his wideout.
No, is that from the backfield? Is that DeKing?
No, that is not to King
Oh,
Thomas,
that's not
but that
from
is
the
a big
backfield?
old boy there.
Man, dude.
That makes it 35-7 Abilene over Odessa High in the second quarter.
Gosh.
One
that's
last. Look at that,
big
just
big time
right
score
up
there.
the seam. Tony, let's come back to the desk. All right, our little Southwest Conference highlights proudly presented by Jeff Chandler Law. Meanwhile, we do have Trammell. Are you?
You're good. If you would go, let's do that. That's more important.
We'll keep the good
That's more
times going
important.
here.
Yeah.
So let me set the table here. So San Angelo Central, Odessa Permian tied at 7 there at Ratliff Stadium in Odessa. Tony, let's go back out to Ratliff there in Odessa, and let's set the table here. Permian setting up for a field goal, looking to take the lead.
It's up.
And that they do. It is
Good.
10-7 Mojo as they lead the Angry Orange there in the second quarter. So we said, Tony, let's come back to the desk. We felt that this might be a very low-scoring game. Right now, I mean, that's just kind of what it is. And I foresee that might be something of that nature as we kind of head into the stretch of this game. So, meantime,
Back to Schleicher County.
Tom Green County, south end of Tom Green County.
We're in Tom. Yeah, sorry, we're in Tom Green County. But for my boys for Schleicher County, the Eldorado Eagles, they finally got it done on defense. They forced a punt, but it may not bode out well for them. Here it is. They almost blocked this thing, Manny. If you really watch it, it's a little rugby-style punt. Almost gets away, but look at this ball. Just let it go, let it go, let it go. It stops at the 2-yard line.
Oh man, so Christoval couldn't cash in on the INT there, but well, I mean that's kind of just as good as that. I mean not I mean it doesn't replace the touchdown, but being able to put or pin Eldorado deep in their own territory, that's certainly saying something there. So we'll kind of see how that drive develops, because for Eldorado to just do something or to come out of their own goal line, that's going to be saying something.
It's tough, especially when you got that defense, especially that defensive line that has been killing COVER1 back there.
Yeah.
We saw 2 big sacks.
Yeah, let's go back out to Jack Party's Stadium there. A very exciting ball game right now. 12-0 C-Town leading Eldorado for the district title.
Here it is. COVER1, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to hand it off, but no way, Jose. They're going to force it back
We putting
there.
hands up.
That's
that a safety? Oh, my
They're going to get back to 4.
goodness.
They missed both extra points, but they're going to get back to 14. 14-0, Christoval Cougars.
Oh, my gosh.
This game is crazy.
I don't know what to say about this. This is I wouldn't have foreseen it being like this. Christoval is dominating Eldorado top to bottom defensively. Eldorado, I mean, Corbin COVER1, as good as he is, he's probably one of the better passers in the state of Texas. he can't get anything going tonight, and it's all due to that Christoval defense just giving them fits, to say the least. All right, so let's go back out to Fort Stockton. We do have a highlight with Lakeview and Fort Stockton here. And looks like, well, we saw that it was 21-7 Fort Stockton leading in this one. They're in the Permian Basin. Let's check this out. Lakeview on the goal line. What are they trying to do here? Man, can they get in? Get to the chopper. Yes, they can. How about this? So that makes it 21-14 heading into the break. Take one last look at this. So Lakeview not going quietly into the West Texas night. Tony, let's come back to the desk here. All right, so highlights of that one proudly presented by WW AFCO Steel there. All right, so the Bobcats, we do have a few highlights to show you here. Let's go back out to Ratliff Stadium. Tony, cue up the, if you can, cue up the stinger there. San Angelo Central, Odessa Permian, two big ones here. So Central looking to get in at least something before the end of the half here. And look at this, Tyler Hill dropping back. Woo, baby. Finding his guy deep in the heart of Mojo territory.
Great, Manny. That's what we want. We want to get down there so we can score before halftime.
Yep. So
you see all the band lining up, so it's about that time.
So they would line up for a field goal. They could not they couldn't muster up anything in that drive to be a touchdown.
Oh, it's up.
Oh, the laces were in. Yikes.
Man,
so,
just barely.
Looks like it's going to be Mojo leading San Angelo Central. Tony, let's come back to the desk. 10-7 at the break. Permian, I tell you, this is a good football game here. We look at this 10-7, 17 collective points tonight. I think, Trammell, you said it was going to be a 40. The over/under was somewhere in the 40s.
I think I had it actually.
Did you have it? Did you have it more than that?
Give me a second.
So it was somewhere in that realm there.
I had it at 62.
62.
So it doesn't look like that's going to hit. That thing is already low. 10-7, 17 at halftime.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So
do we want to get a call from Chadwick?
Yeah, we do. We most definitely want to get a call. We want to get Chadwick on the horn there. We'll see what happens with that. All right. So Christoval leading Eldorado 14-0. Trammell waving us down, saying he's got some more goods. Trammell, what you got?
Man, this team is crazy, Manny. The Christoval Cougars are not only looking to upset the Eldorado Eagles, but they're putting them in the dirt right now, Manny. They just got the punt from the safety, marched all the way down there. They're at the 10-yard line. They don't even need first and goal. They're just going to do it themselves. Just a little outside zone, just a little screen pass out to the left, run to the sideline, and that's a touchdown for the Cougars. It's going to make it 20. Is that 21?
21. It's that touchdown.
I guess we'll see. But right now, 20, but looking to be 21 if they get this.
3-score lead.
Yeah, coming into halftime. Look how many people there are for the Eldorado Eagles. You see all these people
That's
out here?
That's a packed house there at Jack Purdy Stadium.
This is an undefeated Eldorado Eagles team that's down 20-0. But I guarantee you, don't count them out. And stay tuned on San Angelo Live's Cover 1 because we're going to have it till the very end.
Yeah. Wow. This is a night for Texas high school football. All right,
for the third time, they did not get the 2-point conversion.
Okay, so, I mean, they're rolling the sevens there. They're trying to, each time they score, they're trying to pad the scoreboard there as much as they can. I mean, because you do not want to give Eldorado any type of breathing room whatsoever in that. So, meanwhile, we've checked in with Christoval. We've checked in with San Angelo Central. They are trailing Odessa Permian 10-7 at the break. Let's go out to Grande Communications Stadium with the Midland Legacy Rebels versus Midland High. This one, the Battle of Midland here. And right now, this highlight here is Midland Legacy up 29-7. And how about this? Marcus Davila finding his guy, Donnie Bishop. How about this cat here? This kid has just been balling out of control. That makes it 36-7, Midland Legacy leading there. One last time. We'll take a look at that. Finds his guy. I mean, just hanging out in the flat. Not up to no good. Midland Legacy leading 36-7 on top of Midland High there in the second quarter. All right, Tony, let's come back to the desk here. All Little Southwest Conference highlights proudly presented by Jay Chandler Law, attorney at law here in San Angelo, Texas. All right, so, wow. Good things happening if you're if you're a Christoval Cougar fan, Midland Legacy fan.
Not so much if you're like me and you're going for the Eldorado Eagles tonight, man. It's not been a good one.
No, not at all. So, in the meantime, we are, in fact, updated score here from Abilene, from Shotwell Stadium. Abilene leading Odessa High 35-7. And we did show you that last highlight there from, in fact, we will go back to, this will kind of set the table for how things are shaping up for Lakeview, because we showed you the last highlight. It was 21-7. They made it 21-14. Check this out. Lakeview v. Fort Stockton there in the Permian Basin. Fort Stockton trying to do something. And I tell you, Lakeview, they're on a they've been playing lights out the last few weeks. How about this? An INT. Oski.
Oh, that's what we like to see.
Ending the half there, down a touchdown. If you're a Lakeview Chief fan, if you root for the kids from the north side, that's a good thing to see. They are in striking distance heading into the break. Oh, so good. 21-14. Tony, let's come back to the desk.
Manny, I knew that was going to be a high-scoring game.
I tell you, man, if there's a team to kind of just root for right now, maybe to get that's getting a little bit of momentum, has to be, without question, those Lakeview Chiefs. Love what I'm seeing there. All right, let's see. I know we're efforting a Zoom call with Ryan Chadwick. Is he still up for the call there?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. He said he's ready.
Okay. Tony, in the meantime, let's kind of set the table for this game. Let's go to our central angle.
Actually, we got him right here.
Okay, let's before we get to that, let's set the table with the central angle, because this will allow us to unpack this game, if you will. And this one will say a lot about kind of what's going on with the Bobcats and Odessa Permian tonight. Tony, hit the tape there. Yeah, the Bobcats got to keep that train going. I tell you what, been playing, last week against Midland High. If you want to win tonight, well, follow the same template that you did in Week 7 to get the win against Midland. 28 total carries rushing. This is offensively for the Bobcats. 345 yards, 45 total plays. Out of those 45, 28 were rushing. Tyler Hill, Darius Floyd led the way there. 27 total carries. Both of them combined for well over 300 yards, 5 touchdowns. But what's interesting about that there, you see that the Bobcats got takeaways last time out against Midland, an interception and a fumble recovery. I believe it was the first fumble recovery since Week 1 against Colleen Shoemaker. Tonight, they don't have any takeaways.
No, but they do have their starting running back, so that's going to help them out in the long run.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this game turns out. We've already seen it's a run-heavy defensive game, so it's going to be fun.
I think, they've got to get some things going on in this. If they really have to get a turnover here in the second quarter, they have to kind of swing. I think that's how they swing the momentum in their favor. In the meantime, it is halftime at Ratliff Stadium with the Bobcats trailing Odessa Permian 10-7. Let's go to Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcat connoisseur, because this guy is anything and everything San Angelo Central Bobcats. We follow him. We talk to him on a weekly basis. Chadwick, what you got for us? I can't imagine that you're a happy camper, but I can imagine that you're also maybe not ready to just jump off the deep end there at the same time.
I am by no means upset. The Bobcats are playing great tonight. It's a great game. It just keeps going back and forth. The Bobcat defense is making some plays, and I'd like the offense to have a little bit more success running the ball, but Tyler Hill's lighting it up through the air. Wide receiver Kevon Rice, we haven't really seen him much this season, but he already has over 100 yards receiving. Like he's lighting it up. He just put the Bobcats in position to kick a field goal at the end of the half with under 10 seconds left. So overall, the Bobcat defense needs to tighten up a little bit when it comes to the big plays, but they're really not playing that bad either. And they've already forced one takeaway tonight, and let's hope we get another one in the second half. But yeah, 10-7, close game here.
How close was the field goal?
Literally missed by a foot to the left.
Oh man, that's very close. How long was it?
It was I think it was a 36-yarder.
Nice. So pretty far out.
Ish, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But I'd say he was kicking from the 21, so I think it was about 36.
Very cool. When on offense, they're not putting up a lot of numbers. They only got 7 points. What's up with that? How did they change that?
Well, both defenses on both sides of the ball are not really showing up until they get around the 30-yard line, which is a little bit too far outside of field goal range. That doesn't result for points for anybody. And so they failed on fourth down a couple times. The Bobcats should have gotten points, but a backwards pass, let's just call it that way, was called, and it put the Bobcats well out of field goal range. I'm telling you, Matt, the Bobcats need to clean up mistakes and penalties a little bit on defense, and the offense just needs to finish drives. But they're playing a great game tonight. I don't really have much to say other than they just need to keep doing what they're doing. I knew this game was going to be close in the first half. Let's just hope it just continues to roll over that way.
You pick the Bobcats. Are they pulling through?
I mean, if they keep playing like they are now, and they can finish a drive, like I said, I need one more takeaway by the defense, and I need at least 2 touchdowns from the offense in the second half, and I think it happens.
What did we say? We talked about takeaways. That's exactly what they need. One last thing for me, Chadwick. Darius Floyd, we saw him play both sides of the football last time out against Midland. Are they playing him both sides out this week?
He's playing mostly offense tonight, but I have seen him on the field on defense on a couple of different run packages that they have on third and short, fourth and short for the Panthers. So, yes, he is in the game on defense.
Okay. All right. Well, Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcat connoisseur. Yes, sir.
Quick question, Manny. Tell me, update me. What's the score of that Christoval Eldorado game?
Oh, Manny. You want to tell him?
Yeah, I will gladly tell him. It is 20-8 Christoval.
I just had a feeling.
Man. Yeah, so we had to spoil it, but we have to get you off the line so we can show our viewers that touchdown by Eldorado, because that's my boy.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Chadwick. We'll see you after the game. I tell you, Chadwick, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. He went 6-0 last week in the pick'em.
Did he go with the Cougs?
He did go with the Cougs this week. He's rolling. He's rolling with the homies there.
I thought he went with me. Come on.
Hey, before we get to that Christoval highlight, are you ready to, Tony? Hey, let's go back out to Grande Communication Stadium in Midland, and because this one here, we saw it was 43-7. Midland Legacy. Well, Midland High getting on the scoreboard here, making it 43-14. So, I mean, I wouldn't call it garbage time yet, but at least they're scoring. Yeah, 43-14, Midland Legacy leading Midland High tonight. Tony, let's come back to the desk here. Cover1 Live, SanAngeloLive.com. All right.
Well, we're having some technical difficulties out in Christoval, but the score is 20-8.
20-8. We not seeing him anymore?
No, we're trying to get our guys back.
Okay. All righty. Let's see. Trammell, scores page. If you want to forward me the scores page, and we'll get to some scores while we figure that out. In the meantime, let's see. Scores for.
We're back.
Let's see.
I got it right here. We're back.
Yeah, send me the link. Are we back on there?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. All right. So if you want to forward that to me, you get that going, and then I'll give a quick rundown of the scores, and that will allow you to do what you do best, Trammell. How about that? All right. So we're seeing San Angelo Central down 10-7 to Odessa Permian. They're at the break. 20-8. Christoval leading the way in that one against Eldorado. And I tell you what, don't count out the Eldorado Eagles by any stretch of the imagination. These guys attempting a comeback, so to speak, as LL Cool J would say, don't call it a comeback. They're already here. These guys, they're looking to make it interesting down the stretch. So 20-8. In fact, last we saw, you sent in that via the football text group, Trammell? Okay, I got it here. Got it here. All right, Tony, let's see. Tony, if you want to, let's see, we'll cue to this. Go to the scores page here, presented by Deersky and Deersky, the real estate professionals of Texas. Let's take a look at some of these scores around West Texas. Coahoma leading Reagan County 24-0 in the second quarter. For San Haskell, the Buffaloes leading the Indians 21-0 at the break. Pilot Point Ponder 34-0. Pilot Point, the Bearcats.
Man, putting it on them.
Paint Rock, very best, 7-6 at the break. Wow, Waxahachie Life, Stephenville, 14-0 Yellow Jackets there. Alvarado, Brownwood, 21-14 Lions in the second. May, Baird, the runners-up of the state championship last year, leading Baird right now 42-12. Waco Midway, DeSoto leading Waco Midway 35-7. Robert Lee, Roscoe Highland 16-6. Highland there. Highland Park, Tyler 21-0 Scots in the second quarter. Richland Springs, Mullen, all Coyotes right now 48-0. Austin Westlake, Austin Aikens, defending state champs in the second quarter, 27-0 Chaps. Water Valley, Eden, all Wildcats tonight, 46-18. Trammell,
big win last week.
What do you think the odds that they get a 45 in the third quarter?
That's probably pretty much.
They likely 45 Eden. I mean, we're hoping for a good game, but Water Valley, they are so darn good this season.
Did it last week.
Cedar Hill, Duncanville, 24-0. Panthers leading the Longhorns there. Arlington Lamar, Arlington Sam Houston, 28-21. Vols leading Lamar Vikings there. Odessa Permian, San Angelo Central, as we saw with Ryan Chadwick giving us the goods there. It's 10-7 at the break. Sterling City, Westbrook, the defending state champs, trailing Westbrook 32-6. Bracketville, Ozona, all sixes there. Rock Springs Junction, no score. Mason Johnson City, all punchers 20-7. Christoval, Eldorado. The score is now 20-8. Seatown leading the Kitchen Sliker County.
And just a little heads up, Eldorado is driving the football.
Okay, so we could see something
with an unsportsmanlike. So we're going to get 15 more yards. They're now past the 40.
Could see a new score in that game. Miles Menard 21-12. Bulldogs in that one. Brock Boyd, all Brock right now leading the Boyd Yellow Jackets 20-0 there. All right, Snook Bartlett. All Snook right now, 30-0. In fact, Snook and Bartlett, this is a team that either Christoval or Eldorado could be seeing down the stretch of the postseason, perhaps second or third round of the playoffs. Roscoe, Crosbyton, all Roscoe right now, leading the Chieftains 34-8. Hamlin, Lockney, all Lockney 19-3. Burton Granger, 22-15 Burton. DeLeon, San Saba, 21-14 Dillas there. Winners, Goldthwaite, all Eagles 28-7.
Off year this
year. It's tough sledding for those guys there at the half. Jacksboro, Eastland, all Mavericks 27-21. Comanche, Millsap 21-14. Millsap leading. Abilene High, Odessa High 35-7. Warbirds in the second quarter. Coleman, Cisco 17-7. Blue Cats leading the Big Damn Lobos there at the break. Brady, Grape Creek. Hey, how about Sonia Ramirez Munoz's Grape Creek Eagles? All 14s at the break.
For another win in the season.
Yeah, Midland High, Midland Legacy.
Wow.
43 to.
I told you they could get the 7.
It's 40. It's actually now 43-14. The last highlight we saw Midland High get on the scoreboard there.
Over.
Yeah, Lubbock, Coronado, Amarillo, Caprock. Coronado, the Mustangs leading 21-0. Bangs, Sonora. All Bronco Nation, 34-12 right now in the second quarter. Jim Ned, yeah, they're just doing Jim Ned-like things, 49-0 on leading TLCA. Lubbock, Monterey, Amarillo, Tascosa. What a game there, 33-12. Lubbock, Monterey giving Tascosa a fight tonight. Smithson Valley, Converse, Judson, 14-14 there in the San Antonio area. Ballinger, Ingram, Moore, all Bearcats, 27-0.
That's good for the Bearcats. Yeah. Once again, that's another team that's having kind of an off year, but they can win some games that they need to. For sure. Pampa, Canyon, 38-24. Canyon leading Pampa. Dumas, Hereford, 6-0 Demons there. Merkel, Dublin, 21-0 Lions in the second quarter. Plainview, Wichita Falls Rider, 35-7 Wichita Falls Rider. Clyde, Early, 21-6 early in that one. Fort Stockton, Lakeview, that is now 21-14 at the break. Breckenridge, Wall, what a game here. 21-20.
Hawks leading the Buckaroos at the break. We'll bring you some highlights of that one here shortly. Monahans, Midland Greenwood 10-6. The Rangers leading the Lobos there. Andrews, Big Spring 14-12. Big Spring on top. Sweetwater, Pecos, all Mustangs 35-9. Dalhart, Bushland 21-9. Bushland. Lubbock, Cooper, Wichita Falls 24-7. Pirates leading. Frisco, Heritage, Denton, Ryan. All Denton Ryan Raiders 27-0 in the second quarter. Waco University, Aledo 55-6. Wow. My goodness, defending state champs in that. Weatherford, Euless Trinity. Wow, Weatherford, the Roos giving the Trojans a game tonight, 14-7. Abilene, Wiley, Canyon, Randall, kids from the south end of Abilene.
So far.
Yep, putting up a fight. Northwest Eaton, South Lake Carroll. Well, we saw Carroll just dominate Eaton last night, 47-24 in that one. Abilene Cooper, another Thursday game. The Cougs take down Saginaw, the Rough Riders, 44-13.
Football game.
Yeah, not too bad. Amarillo, Paladuro, Amarillo High, 30-14. Sandies take care of Paladuro on Thursday night. Pflugerville, Cedar Park. Cedar Park went into that one 37-32. Colorado City, Stanford, no score. All right. That's kind of just bringing us where we are in that. That is the Deerski and Deerski Scoreboard, the real estate professionals of Texas.
Whether it's a handyman's dream, a dream home, or perhaps a home on the range, Deerski and Deerski can help you find or sell your next home. After all, everything we touch turns to sold. Deerski and Deerski Realtors, the real estate professionals of Texas.
All right, Deerski and Deerski, the proud presenting sponsor of our scoreboard. If you missed a score there, you can always catch it on the ticker down below. We'll have the updated scores as soon as they happen, as soon as they get refreshed. As soon as something happens, it'll be there. All right, in the meantime, we do have an update from Jack Pardee Stadium. Last we checked, it was what, 20-7?
It was 20-7.
20-7.
Yeah. And
that has changed now.
It has definitely changed. There's a little bit of spark in the Eldorado Eagles. Somebody might have pecked a feather or something. I don't know. But nonetheless, they're driving. And here's a very big play by them. They actually threw the ball for about 40 on the drive on the very set of plays before, and then this one just hand it off and get all the way to the 5-yard line. It's going to set them up for this next play.
Wow, my goodness. So Eldorado, I mean, they're not panicking at all. They're just kind of just going with the flow. And look at here.
Yeah, definitely. So next play, they don't quite get it, but later this drive,
we'll keep on going here because Eldorado, these guys, that's what you kind of got to like about these guys. At this point, it's not getting too crazy, not getting too excited. Okay, you might be down, but let's not push the old panic button. Let's go back out to Jack Pardee Stadium because here, Eldorado, they find a way to get in the end zone.
Yeah, so it gets all the way to third down. You saw the dive play on first down. They just fake it right there. It's just an RPO with a slant, and that's it.
Buddy.
Just got to get a little pick play going, and that's going to be a touchdown. They get the extra point, 20-14, Manny.
20-14. My goodness. So this is a good ball game here, and I never thought that this was going to be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. I thought that Eldorado would find a way to kind of get back in the thick of things.
20-0, answer with 2 straight scores.
Yeah. So it's
that's a halftime score as well. They're walking into the locker room as we speak.
Okay. Alrighty, so we'll kind of see what happens there as we kind of we're hoping that things. That maybe Christoval makes it a little bit more interesting, or maybe can find a way to get on the scoreboard because we want to see an exciting football game here. So we'll kind of see how this happens. This all shakes out, so to speak, in there. All right. Let's see. What do we got, Trammell? I know we're waiting to see what we got from Wall from Breckenridge.
Not a lot of service out there in the old Rue country. I've been out there a few times or two.
Yeah,
is there any more? Have we done all the keys to the games?
In fact, I think we have one more with Midland Legacy. In fact, that's kind of just setting the table on them. You know, there's so many big stars with those guys. McKylan Young certainly just makes that thing, run as smooth as possible. And this guy is just fun to watch,
Definitely.
to say the
And
least.
not only is he fun to watch, he's been dominating everybody, and I guess it's showing again tonight. What's the score to that one?
That one, it is 43-14 at the break.
How many touchdowns do you think he has, if you want to guess?
Oh my goodness, that's to guess that. He's probably more than 2. At least 2.
At least if they have 43.
I mean,
Lord, that's ridiculous.
yeah, that guy.
You think he's even going to play the second half?
I mean,
Maybe give him a little bit of rest. Doesn't he have Central next week?
Yeah, I mean, and even
So-
at that, Central's kind of struggling with Permian right now. I would hate to see what that. I mean, we're looking forward to it just because it's a good football coming into San Angelo next week. But man, oh man, is Legacy going to just be tough to stop? Tony, let's go to that Legacy angle and let's show them kind of why McKylan Young, this guy, just super good. Let's show him kind of where he is in the state of Texas when it comes to scoring, because this guy's been not only he's the leader. What's that? It's an angle. Top 5. There we go.
Yeah, that's
So-
it right there. Oh yeah, this guy is not only the top 5, but man, he's like 4 or 3, right?
Yeah. So as you see there, so McKylan Young in the state of Texas, when it comes to touchdown leaders, well, there you go. He's sitting number 3 in the state of Texas, 26 total touchdowns. 25 of those are rushing touchdowns. The other one that made it 26 is a kick return.
That's pretty dangerous, man. That's double threat right there.
Yeah.
Not only are you tearing him up, but there's a little chance you
This
can sneak
dude-
another one.
Crazy good, and we're about to see something from Christoval.
They weren't actually at halftime. I thought they were. They actually was going to a timeout. We'll go back to that in a second. But
Yeah.
back to this, man. There's a few other guys on here. There's Ashton Gentry from Lone Star Frisco and Ruben Owens from El Campo, McKylan Young, Hudson White from Glen Rose. That's a quarterback.
Yeah,
man.
he's the only QB1 in that top 5 there. All these other guys are running backs. Colin Page from Austin
Or do you
Anderson.
think they run like a triple option?
I would say that. That's probably what I would assume with that. So, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, the other one on there is Colin Page. He's Austin Anderson. Got 22 total points, 17 rushing yards, and 5 receptions. I'm telling you, this list right here is a crazy list of ball players. Not only do they know how to score the ball, but they just know how to just control the ball the whole game and just be a nightmare to those defenses. Speaking of nightmares to defenses, let's go back out to Christoval. They weren't out to halftime. They just went for a timeout. And this is what happened after that timeout. Manny, check it out. Chunk the ball far. Get underneath it. That's
Bo
a
Jolly.
touchdown. Bo Jolly. Christoval Cougars extend their lead. Man, 5 seconds left in the half, Manny. 5 seconds left. Scores a touchdown.
How about that,
Makes
Trammell?
it 27-26.
Yeah, that's something, man, and that's pretty cool to see.
All right, well, we're about to get James Bellini on the line. He's down there. We'll see what he's got to say about all this. They're actually pending the 2-point conversion right now. We'll see what happens.
All righty. So, yeah, that big play there, Christoval, these guys, and years ago, certainly whenever they were under Justin Taylor, they were a spread offense, and they were probably one of the better spread offensive teams in West Texas. You could make a case that they were one of the better spread teams in the state of Texas. But when Casey Otho took over, he understood that, yeah, they like to throw the football. They're good at it, but you got to be able to run the football, and you got to be able to be diverse. And we're seeing them be just that. Trammell, what else you got from us?
Speaking of diverse, this is exactly what you're talking about. They throw the long ball to score the touchdown, and then there's this. The 2-point conversion, just hand it off to your guy. Go score a touchdown here. I'll run that back. Just hand it off to, what's the guy? Every single time. That's right, Fava. Josh Fava? Jacob Fava?
That is, I believe that's Josh Fava.
Josh Fava with a touchdown and going to make it 28-14, Manny. Wow. 5 seconds left to go in the half.
Man, that's exciting stuff. Man, I can't believe. it's easy. I mean, I shouldn't say I can't believe. I mean, just as good as Christoval is, these guys, the one loss that they have on their schedule came against the Roscoe Plowboys there in Nolan County. And that was kind of just a weird game, how it worked out for them. But for the most part, these guys have just been dominating the entire season. Wink was a top 10 team in the state of Texas when they played them in week 1, 14-6. They beat them. Grape Creek, they dominated them 55-7. The Sonora Broncos, they took it out. They took it out on them 33-14. That loss was 42-30 against Roscoe. Goldthwaite, they beat 43-28. Rock Springs took it out on them 55-16 against Menard last week.
Yeah, big score there.
53-0. In fact, the lights just couldn't. I mean, they just turned out. They wouldn't. No more lights in Menard at that point.
All right, Manny. So you say tomato, I say tomato. You're gonna bring up your Central or your Christoval schedule. I'll bring up the Eldorado schedule that will give me hope for this second half. If you look at what happened to Rock Springs, do you remember that game? That game started out so slow. We thought, man, the Eldorado Eagles only scored 14 points at halftime. It was 53-6. Wow. The week before that, they were playing Miles. The very first couple of drives, we said, man, this looks a little sketchy. Is Miles going to be able to keep up with them? They ended up that game 64-14. I mean, it's okay that they're down right now by 2 scores. We saw how fast they can score twice. Maybe we're going to see it again right as soon as they get the ball at half. Do they get the ball at half?
Christoval gets the ball at the half.
So maybe they get a stop, make some things happen, bing, bang, boom, right back in it.
But what's interesting about this game right now is the fact that Eldorado, they're having to play from behind. They haven't done. No. Nobody's put them in this position this entire season. So Christoval is the first.
This would be a good time for Covarrubias to really see what he's really made of, though. It's going to see if he's going to be a quarterback who can handle the controversy and not just be a quarterback who can ball out.
Yeah, no, for sure. This guy, if he can manage to will a comeback, I think that's going to certainly say something because this guy, he's been pretty darn good this entire season, but nobody has kind of pushed back on him, to say the least, this season. So Christoval's the first to do it. We'll see what happens here. All right.
Trying to catch a Zoom call with James Bellini. He's down there on the field, so hopefully we can get that pretty quick.
All righty. So we're also attempting a Zoom call with Isaiah Garza. I'm seeing if he's available there from Grande Communications Stadium. He's kind of our Midland Legacy guy. He knows kind of the odds and ends.
I know what he's going to say. Manny, they're kicking their butt. What do you need to be here for? It's pretty simple.
Yeah. It's been something with them this entire season. And Legacy, man, they are just a good football team. I would peg them to, if I was a betting man, if I was putting one of these, a Topo Chico on the line, I'd say that those guys at least third round. I mean, that's at least. They're likely to go further than that, but man, McKylan Young, he is not the only guy on that team, and we'll kind of hopefully we'll get to see more of him in the second half. Perhaps, maybe if Coach Clint Hartman says so, but it's going to be an interesting week next week when Midland Legacy comes to town, comes to San Angelo to take on the San Angelo Central Bobcats. Legacy's kind of just had their way with the Bobcats over the last few seasons. Certainly, McKylan Young is a guy, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. We are seeing some other games that are kind of getting started. Looks like Abilene Odessa getting the second half started there. That one is just got out of hand, so to speak. 35-7, Abilene leading there at the break. And let's see.
What's the updated score from Eldorado? Do we know? Is it 28-14? 28-8.
28-14. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that we got that right. Because
yes.
I need these Eldorado Eagles to come back, Manny. This is really what I'm riding for, to beat Chadwick this week.
Yeah.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
I got to go 6-0. And this is really what I'm riding on.
It's one of those weeks if you're looking for that. So that's kind of where we're at with that there. Hey, Trammell, if you can, send me a Zoom link with that, and we'll get it to Isaiah so we can get to talking to him. All right. In the meantime, hey, it's been fun so far. 28-14. If you've been watching this Christoval Eldorado game, a lot to talk about with that. Defensively, the Cougars have kind of just been dominating them. Trammell, did you send that my way?
Just send it.
All righty. So I will copy that and send it to him there. And all right. So we're efforting a Zoom call with Isaiah Garza.
Got a lot of people on the ground tonight. I'm telling you, we got stuff coming from everywhere, Manny. It's crazy. We haven't been this packed with things to look at in a while.
Yeah, no, it's been something.
But now halftime's coming around, and it's like, well, now what do we do?
Yeah, I know. It's like we gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit on that. Let's see. I know we're looking to get Isaiah. What's that? Yeah. In fact, as we kind of gather our thoughts here, let's bring up Berkshire Hathaway. We'll pay some bills around here. We'll get to a commercial break as we get things back in order, so to speak. Tony, whenever you're ready for that, sir. But yeah, it's been quite a first half. Hopefully the second half is just as exciting. Meanwhile, we'll step aside, take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
We know people in sales who tell their clients what they want to hear.
But at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Addresses Realtors, we're not driven by the end transaction. We want a lifelong relationship with our clients, which means sometimes we have to tell our clients what they need to hear. Our industry-leading team of real estate professionals is ready to help you find the home where you can enjoy life's biggest celebrations and smallest moments.
When you open the door to your first home or your forever home, we want to be there with you.
And while we may be a brand with international reach, we remain locally owned and committed to the San Angelo community.
Our company is built on the principles of trust, integrity, longevity, and stability.
At Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Addresses Realtors, we are honored to be your forever agents.
Nice is that, Manny? Not just to have an agent, but to have a forever agent.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody who'll stick with you forever. Berkshire Hathaway.
Gotta love the folks at Berkshire Hathaway. They are proud presenters of Bobcat football tonight, bringing you highlights of those guys. All right. In the meantime, we do have Mr. Isaiah Garza, Mr. Midland Legacy himself, the one-time Midland Lee Rebel. Isaiah, welcome in, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Man, fantastic. And even better that we're seeing that shiny face of yours tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Legacy's up big. No surprise there, but kind of explain the game. What's the offense been looking like? They've scored a lot of points, but how they've been doing?
I mean, it's just big plays, honestly. Just like from the first play of the game, like you guys saw, Donnie Bishop, he's opening up. Big runs, big plays. We got big throws from Marcos to the receivers. Chris Brazel just had a long catch. So, honestly, and they forced the turnovers, taking the ball away from Midland High, which is why the score is so high, because they run the ball so much.
Yeah. Who have we? So, we talk about Donnie Bishop, and this guy's phenomenal. He's been coming into his own the last few weeks. Mykylan Young, we got to have a Mykylan Young sighting here. What's he been up to this night?
It's just a steady pace of MK tonight. Nothing too big. I think he popped off a touchdown already today. But I think it's just honestly just spread out tonight. Everybody's just getting their own touches. Everybody, they just make it look easy. It's not one guy. They just do it. They just do whatever they want. Honestly.
So you're a former Midland Lee Rebel. And so you've played in this crosstown rivalry. Is it very intense because you're in the same town, or is it a little lighter knowing you've beaten these guys forever?
No, it's intense. It's always intense because it wasn't too long ago when Miller High was like right there winning the games, and we had to take back, like the bragging rights. It's all bragging rights. You grow up with each other. You play each other in middle school, starting off in the 7th grade. When you play SJ or Goddard and you're at Alamo or Abel, that's Lee versus Midland High. That game starts off right there. So even in Pop Warner, when you play for the Chiefs versus the Saints. That's Goddard versus Alamo, which is also Lee versus Miller High. So it
goes
starts
all the
in
way
the
to
third
bottom.
grade. Third grade all the way to here, you know who you're playing, and it's all and they let you know.
Well, it looks like they're gonna do that. I set the over/under at 70 points. You think the both of these combined can score 70 points tonight?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I scores 43-14 right now, so they sitting at
Legacy can put up
57.
70 by themselves.
Absolutely. If they don't pull the ones in this quarter, 70 is happening easy. If the ones stay in for the third quarter, Legacy has 70 by themselves. So
All
you're
right,
good.
So across the train tracks over there at Ratliff Stadium, you got Central, you got Odessa Permian. 10-7
Okay.
Odessa Permian. What do you think? Who do you got in the second half of this?
Ooh, 10-7. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna give Central they
All
they
right.
flowers. You know what I'm saying? I think they got a shot. Permian. They're just consistency thing over there. So I think they could. I think San Angelo could go ahead and take this one.
Yeah, Isaiah, you and I, we spoke last night. We talked about like some of the kids that are up and coming. They're in that Midland Legacy program. Clint Hartman is just, I mean, there's no reason for him to ever leave that end of Midland. Tell me about what's coming up. Also, plug where we can find some of these highlights of yours and where people can see the up and comers in the Midland Legacy program.
So every kid that I'm about to name to you, you could go on Instagram and you could type in QLM and you will find a social media page titled Quantum Leap Media, and you'll find all these highlights. These kids are freshman Aiden Serrano. Honestly, this kid could be playing with the JV, potentially even as a rotational piece of the varsity. He's just that good. He's 6 feet. He's about 185, and he can legit run. I'm probably 4'5" all day long. I mean, the kid could really fly. Alamo, they have 3 kids who, by the hand time, they're already in the 4.6 hand time in the 40. So that's the quarterback. Both their slots. Speedy is their quarterback. Harlem Brown and Caden Ellis. Those 3 kids, big time players, and the O-line is just phenomenal. All 5 of them across the board. Once you get over to the A-Bell side, 7th grade A-Bell has a kid named Caleb Cruz, who is legit special, like top 5 DB in the nation. Doesn't even play DB right now for A-Bell. He's their running back. So just understand his athleticism and his ceiling is so high. So that's just from the younger side.
So a bunch of kids coming up to have to get beat by some Central Bobcats is what I'm hearing.
Hey, we gonna see. It's gonna be fun.
Just a little curveball for you. I'm just messing with you.
Isaiah Garza.
So what is that? Would you say that was QLM?
Yes, sir. QLM, Quantum Leap
Check it
Media.
out, QLM.
Quantum Leap Media. That's where you can find my man Isaiah Garza on the gram. Isaiah, hey, we will see you after the game, my man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Alrighty, so Isaiah Garza, and I tell you, the conversation we had last night, this guy was just dropping dimes, just information on me, and the fact that, Midland Legacy, they're here to stay, and those kids that he was talking about, you'll see some of those highlights, how good they are, and they're fun to watch. They are going to be fun to watch for years to come, to say the least. All right, so let's see. Hey, how about we get to a highlight here from not Ratliff Stadium, but the old Shotwell Stadium from Abilene. There, it was 35-7 Shotwell with Odessa High and Abilene High. And here we go. The Warbirds knocking on the door. DeKing Thomas, doing DeKing Thomas-like things. Yeah, this kid going off on throwback night.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
Love the gold.
That kid is something else to watch. 42-7, Abilene High leading Odessa High there. Tony, one more time as we come back to the desk.
If you're going to wear the golds, Manny, you might as well book Odessa High and get it.
Yeah, you got to. And that's, in the years that I've covered Abilene High, they don't lose when they wear those gold.
I want to say last year
throwbacks.
when it was Odessa Permian, I think they wore the golds, if I want to be right. When they won, they upset at home?
I'm
pretty sure.
When they played Odessa Permian?
Last year at
I'm
home.
I'm not sure if they wore those there. But
We'd have to look.
We'd have to go back to the tape
look.
with that.
We'd have to check the tape.
But yeah, I mean, the years that they've won that, I mean, it's always fun because they take a lot of pride when they wear those uniforms, and it's good to see. And they only kind of break them out on special occasions for that. So yeah. Anywho, meanwhile, how about those Lakeview Chiefs? These guys also in a game tonight, 21-14 as the third quarter is starting there in the Permian Basin. And looks like this Chiefs defense is about to get something going here. As you see, Fort Stockton with the rock. How about this? The Chiefs defense coming up with the sack.
All right.
One more time there. The kids in Love You Blue representing the north side of San Angelo. It is 21-14 there in the third quarter. Tony, let's come back to the desk. So big defensive ball game. Big defensive outing for Lakeview tonight. Good stuff from them. All right, so what else we got here?
Still waiting on a phone call from James, and then we'll get back to the Eldorado game. It's still halftime over there.
Okay.
Remember, score of 28-14.
Okay. Well, we do have a highlight coming from Ratliff Stadium with San Angelo Central, Odessa Permian, and I believe it was 13. I believe Permian made it 13-7 thanks to a field goal. So Central with the rock here, trying to do something. Tyler Hill moving guys around. Samuel Navarrete getting to his spot. Tyler Hill just can't. Oh, my goodness. That Mojo defense.
Makes a big stop right there.
You can tell he just did not know where to go with the football. Yikes. So.
Going to need a big play, but mostly a big stop on this next
Yeah.
one. As long as they don't go down by 2 scores, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, because Mojo, they will play keep away with that football. That's just what they do with that triple option. Man, that defense is getting to them.
Yep.
Tony, let's come back to the desk. Courtesy of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Man, oh man. Chadwick said it best. And I think we kind of said it in our angle tonight. San Angelo Central needs to get a stop. They need a stop this tonight. If they can get multiple takeaways. I mean, they had 2 takeaways in the previous outing against Midland High. So if you can get at least one, certainly in crunch time, whether it's in the fourth quarter or heck, just in this next drive, why not? So how's Bellini?
So we're not gonna get the phone call. We're about 5 minutes till kickoff.
Okay.
So he's just gonna worry about getting highlights back to us and get it from there. He wanted to really just kind of show us just how crazy it was. He was walking down through all the fans and all the sidelines and getting a little fan check. And he said, "Man, it's crazy down here. There's students, there's people, there's parents, there's band members. It's chaos down here. Everybody from both sides of 277 came down there to Christoval, and I'm telling you, packed house, probably sold out."
Yeah, so in fact, we can show you, Tony, if you want to. I have this pulled up here. This is after a score that made it 14-0, and this is the Christoval side. I mean,
yeah, smoke in the air. Look at that pink smoke. It's chaos over there. Look at this.
Yeah.
And that's just one side. Man, the Eldorado side, that's just the stands. There are people standing along the fence. There's people crowded by the concession stands, the bathrooms. It's complete chaos down there, but it's all because it's a good game, one of the best games in the state of Texas tonight.
I can remember seeing a crowd like that. It was when I was back in school. We were playing Erie County for a district title, for at least a share of a district title. The entire stadium there was surrounded, and it's what makes Jack Pardee Stadium just a cool stadium is, you can pull up the pickup to the fence line and you can watch it there at the fence. Not too many places you can still do that in the state of Texas, but you'd see that place. It was packed, and it was packed to the rim, and it's just the environment.
And when you walk out of that locker room or that bathroom or whatever you're getting dressed in, and you walk out there, Manny, and that. You feel that aroma hit you, that just air, that thick district championship air. You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's no feeling like it. These boys remember it the rest of their lives, and it's always a great feeling to have.
For sure.
To experience.
For sure. All right, as we get ready to tackle some other highlights, Tony, how about we take another quick commercial break, pay some bills around here. I'll let you choose which one we go to, but let's step aside real quick, show some love to some sponsors, and we'll be right back with some more highlights and action from Week 9.
La Esperanza Chadburn Clinic is here to serve you, providing behavioral health services, adult primary health care, along with school and employment physicals, and so much more. La Esperanza Chadburn Clinic, located at 1610 South Chadburn, offers extended hours Monday through Thursday and Saturday clinic hours from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
All right, time to sit down for this.
That's what I'm saying.
For this next half here, because hopefully
the dogs are barking.
I know the dogs are barking up there. I'll take a quick break and sit down for a few moments here.
Yeah, man. So we didn't ever catch a chance to talk to Bellini, but he gave me his takes. So Christoval High School, feed Fava, limit the big play, cause Eldo. Wait. So he says Christoval needs to feed Fava. Says they need to limit the big play because Eldorado gets fired up on that, and keep 4 off the mark.
That makes sense.
For Eldorado, they need to settle down. They're going to have to take some risks in the second half, and if Jolly keeps playing the ball, you at least need to give your team a shot.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with James Bellini any more than that. If they can, I tell you what, Trammell, if Christoval can get another turnover in this second half, we could be talking a C-Town win over Eldorado tonight because, for one, Eldorado hasn't been punched in the mouth like they have been tonight at all this entire season.
Right.
So when you don't know that feeling, it's tough to kind of get off the canvas unless
you don't know. It's always like a good fight. You don't know what a fighter can do until they get punched in the mouth. You don't know how this fight's going to go until somebody gets punched in the mouth. And from what it looks like, that Eldorado team got punched pretty dang hard.
Yeah.
But they're looking to fight back on this. They really are.
Yeah, that indeed they are, and props to them for still being able to stay in this football game. Christoval, they're playing at Jack Pardee Stadium. They do so well there. And the fact that there's so much on the line, but more importantly, this defensive secondary, they've just been ball hawks this entire season.
Yeah.
15 total interceptions this season. So this is what these guys are about. They're not, and I don't foresee them letting off the gas anytime soon.
No.
As the University of Texas say, as Steve Sark says, all gas, no brakes.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's kind of what's going on with the Christoval Cougars right now.
Yeah, pretty much. And, usually we're talking about it on the other side. We're saying, Eldorado's all gas, no brakes. But tonight, there's something about this offensive line, but they cannot pick up those blitzes. Most of those blitzes, Manny, they're not getting beat from defensive linemen beating offensive linemen. Those linebackers are coming. They're sending 2 or 3 down there. They're sending up the middle. They're sending them on sides. They're blitzing. They're stopping. I mean, it's a pretty good defensive calls up there, but it's smothering Covarrubias back there, and it's making him put himself in some really difficult positions.
Yeah, no, that's for sure with that. Heck, we want to know what team is your favorite team, who you're rooting for tonight. Heck, if you're at a ball game, hey, drop us a pic, drop us a piece of video. We want to know, folks, whether it's on the old Facebook or the YouTube. Heck, we're watching here live on COVER1 Live on SanAngeloLive.com. This is good stuff. This has been a lot of fun tonight because we're watching some really good football games. Right now, Odessa Permian leading San Angelo Central 13-7. San Angelo Lakeview trailing Fort Stockton 21-14. Abilene High leading Odessa 42-7. And then we're seeing Christoval just taking it to Eldorado right now, 28-12, 28-14.
Yeah, 28-14 right now, and Christoval currently has the football. So we'll be taking a look at that pretty quick as it looked like they're driving. They're past the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
but it is 3rd down, so we'll see.
So we'll kind of see how that shakes out. with that one there. Last we saw when we checked out the Lakeview Chiefs, these guys, I mean, they're playing their hearts out tonight. As we've said this entire season, yeah, there's 4 teams in their district. They're going to the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. But they don't want to just be going to the playoffs.
No, of course
they
not.
want some seeding. They want some.
Yeah,
they want to be able to make a run.
At least be third.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, heck yeah, yeah.
So.
Just see what they're up to tonight.
Not the easiest team to start out the district with this year. This Fort Stockton team is really good.
Yeah, Dominic Aguilar is by far probably one of the best running backs in the state of Texas. In rushing yards, he's probably top 10 in Texas. That's how good he is when it comes to that. So. Big things kind of going on with that. In fact, let's see. Anything developing from Christoval, Trammell, that you can see?
We have some. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. I'll let you see this here.
Okay.
In a second.
Hey, matter of fact, as we're waiting on some highlights, why don't we show the folks how we got to the last score? Is that possible, Trammell? How they arrived at 28-14?
Yeah, but first, let me get you a little update on what the action is right here. Remember,
Okay.
I told you they were past the 50-yard line. Let's see. Give me a second. We're getting to it. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Here we are. Okay, so we can go to it right off there. It's 4th down. Christoval has the football. It's the very first drive of the second half. They're driving past the 50-yard line, but it is 4th down. They're going to go for it. Let's see what happens, Manny. Got 2 receivers to the right. The coach is going to change the play at the last minute. They try to jump and make them get off sides. Nobody jumps. Here comes Eldorado. Just hands it off, though. Breaks a few tackles. Gets all the way to the first down marker. About an inch short. It was 4th down. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. There's some laundry on the field. They're going to call it holding on the Cougars. It's going to be declined. Turnover on downs. Eldorado gets the football.
Oh, my goodness. So Eldorado kind of coming out with a little chip on their shoulder.
Let's go. Go get you a touchdown. Be down by 1 score. We'll be back there in about 10 seconds.
All right. So, hey, anything's possible when Corbin Covarrubias has the rock in his hands. Expect a big play. That's what we are anticipating, presented by WW AFCO Steel. Meanwhile, hey, we checked in with those Lakeview Chiefs just a few moments ago. They got a fumble on the previous drive. Their defense came up clutch as they're taking on the Fort Stockton Panthers. Let's go back out to the Permian Basin. We've seen this movie before when Lakeview's knocking on the door. And look at here, folks. Lakeview down 21-14. Game tied at 7.
All right.
How about that? Love you, Blue Lakeview Chiefs. Game tied at 21.
So the Chiefs are tied up?
Tied up?
All right. That's what we're talking about. So now let me take you back to my game.
Tony,
of
let's come
the
back to the
week.
game.
Manny,
What do we got?
Eldorado Eagles, they got the football back, and what did they do? They drove down the field. As I said, I told you we'd be back here in 10 seconds. What did I say? I called it. Here we are, back 10 seconds later. And who would you have thought? Covarrubias takes the snap, looks for his man for the deep ball. Go get you one, son. That's going to be a diving to the end zone touchdown. Possible Law Esperanza play of the game. That's going to be a 40-yard bomb.
Wow. That's impressive. And down
Looks
on
like
that
somebody
play,
had injured
that
on
was
that
Bo
play.
Jolly.
Bo Jolly, number 1 cornerback on the team.
Bellini just said he looked a little shaken up, but he was walking off on his own power.
Yeah, looks like he gets up there.
Ooh.
Might just shake that off. But either way, score right now after the extra point, 28-22, man.
Ooh, man.
We're back.
Get a little tight on the collar
Hey,
there.
I mean, I may have been crazy by saying 90, but I set that line at like 2.5. So don't worry, it's gonna be close.
Oh, man. Okay, let me ask you this. What are you more surprised about? The fact that it's so close right now in Christoval, or that it's tied at 21 between Lakeview and Fort Stockton?
I think it's way more crazy to me that it's tied at Lakeview because the current offensive coordinator for the Fort Stockton Panthers was my former offensive coordinator, so I know he can light it up. Like
Yeah.
we used to, I mean, put crazy numbers up. So I know that he has that ability, and he's done it this year. They have that good running back. We know Lakeview can score, But I guess I should have thought that when I was in high school, we also gave up about 50 points a game. So I guess I should have thought about that. But yeah, I think it's pretty crazy. Maybe Lakeview can pull it out.
Yeah, I love what they're doing right now, and it wasn't that long ago. I mean, they had the week off last week.
Yeah, that was good for them. Maybe they caught a lot of film, got a little practice on them. Figured out some cool plays to run. And
the week prior, I mean, they were heading into the bye week. They lost to Hereford 35-20. But the previous 2 weeks prior to that, they were dubs.
Yeah.
35-0 against Brownfield, 28-8 against Fabens.
Did they hang in there against Hereford?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad loss.
No.
I mean, no loss is a good loss.
What was
obviously.
the score of that?
It was 35-20. So I mean, they were in striking distance, and right now they are in. I mean, they're at that point. They're on the cusp of doing something big. We're talking a lot about defense with Central and Christoval. Heck, if Lakeview, if they can find a way to get another takeaway, one more stop, they're taking the lead in this ball game.
I promise you, against that offense, that's all you need is one stop, because there's not a lot of defense that you can do when you score that quickly.
Yeah,
that Panther offense can score that quickly.
Yeah, so it's I love what I'm enjoying to see what Lakeview's up to tonight, because these guys. They say that, they don't get enough respect in San Angelo in the 3-2-5. Well, here you go. We're showing them some love. We're giving them their due tonight, because they're in a ball game with Fort Stockton. I'm hoping these guys can finish it out. I mean,
that would be a huge upset right there.
It would be an upset.
If they could catch another win, they could maybe go to the second seed.
Oh my
God. Could you imagine being a second seed?
Trammell, I know
my goodness, man. I know where you're going with this. Take it to the people. Give them what they want.
All right. Let's give the people of San Angelo and the 3-2-5 what they're looking for. Let's go back to Fort Stockton. We were just talking about this, and mind you, folks, we're receiving this stuff off the cuff here. So Fort Stockton with the rock. How about this? Lakeview forcing another turnover.
That's what we want.
Fumble-rooski, baby.
That's what we're talking about. That's really what we're talking about. A little magic, one little stop. Maybe you go score, take the lead in the second half.
Momentum shift.
Oh, man. It's a good day to be a Chief so far.
I'm just waiting for the Mortal Kombat guy to come out, finish him, Ready for that tonight. One last look. Thank you, Tony. Presented by WWAFCO Steel. Lakeview, I'm loving this. Truly, truly loving this. For one thing, the Central Bobcats, they're down right now, 13-7. It seems like that game's hasn't been producing as much excitement as we anticipated. But then again, when you have, Central, they've been historically over the last decade a very pass-heavy team that loves to just throw it around the lot. This season, it's been a different story, just running it for the most part. Odessa Permian, they're that triple option team. They've always have been. Certainly, you go back to the Boobie Miles days, the Chris Comers, student body left, student body right. You know what they're going to do, but they're like that old Gonzalez flag in the state of Texas that says, come and take it. With them, it's, come and take it. Do what you got to do. Yeah. But come and beat us. You know what you're lining up against.
Yeah, and we thought it was going to work well so far. I guess it's not working not well, I guess. We're not too far off. So.
I mean, it's the Bobcats are still in striking distance. They're very much like these Lakeview Chiefs. I think if they stay like that. Now, you, on the other hand, said if they get to the fourth quarter, it's all Mojo, because Mojo's going to just eat up some clock and do something. But you never know. Maybe there's a little Angry Orange magic in Mojo land tonight.
Definitely. Well, there's a little magic somewhere else, too, in Tom Green County tonight, and that's in Christoval. Manny, I got a good highlight for you. And for all you Christoval fans, y'all are really going to like this one. So after the touchdown for Eldorado, they kicked an onside. They did not get it, but it set them up with good field position. They gave it to Fava all the way down here, but it's third down. Ball's at about the 40-yard line. They got to get 5. So on this one, they're going to run a screen right here. Fava's just going to set down, hand the ball off to him, make 1 miss, make 2 miss, make 3 miss on the juke, and 4 on the cutback. 5 going to take out his legs, but doesn't matter. It's a touchdown. That could be the La Esperanza play of the game. We have so many plays going on right now. It's ridiculous, but that's going to make it 34 or 35-20.
Woo, buddy. How many if you're playing on the old PlayStation there, Trammell, how many buttons you pushing to get to that?
You just clicking all of them. You just like crack, go. Yeah, there's no means or method to that one. But 5 of the 11 players attempted to tackle him, and one of them was just thrown to the down by the linebacker, by the lineman.
Yeah.
So not a good play for the Eldorado Eagles.
Okay, according to Bellini on that, 2-point conversion unsuccessful, so it's 34-22 Christoval.
They have missed every single.
I think they've converted on one.
They got one.
They got one.
And then they got a safety.
Yeah, so it's 34-22 Christoval with about 5:52 left in the third quarter.
Plenty of time.
By no stretch of the imagination is this one over.
No.
I think far from over. No. I don't think Eldorado's.
I think got to put up 48.
Yeah. So what's that? I mean, okay, so let's look at the over/under real quick with that. So that's 56.
Yeah, so we're halfway there. We'll pass halftime, but this thing's going to get crazy down at the end of this.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to get nuts. What's our over/under in that game, Trammell?
98.5.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it'll be that nuts.
I don't know if we get that kind of nuts tonight. It's almost Michael Keaton, Batman, early Batman 1990s. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's what...
Well, if they just kept kicking onside kicks like they just did again. Though Eldorado lined up for an onside kick because they thought they'd return one, and then they just kicked out of the end zone.
Well,
but still, this game is really weird. I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
I still like the Cougs to come out victorious in here. I would love to see. I am patiently waiting. In fact, I'm just waiting here on the computer, just bring you something with Lakeview and Fort Stockton, hoping that, crossing my fingers, that the Chiefs can find a way to get in the end zone and take their first lead of the ball game against Fort Stockton.
Man, there's this thing that there's a podcast that I listen to, and one of the things they talk about on Mondays is they go off all the Sunday games. They watch Sunday Red Zone. So this is kind of like the NFL Red Zone, and one of the categories they talk about is the game that we all forgot about. That's the game that's really low scoring. There's not a lot of plays. There wasn't a lot of red zone moments. I feel like we have one of those games today. Where is the Central Bobcats? We have, no touchdowns. We got field goals. What is going on with those guys?
Yeah.
Man, hopefully we can get a touchdown for them. Maybe Tyler Hill can throw a bomb. Maybe Samuel Navarrete can do something, because I know I didn't pick them to win, but I want Central to win so bad.
Yeah, they need this win tonight just because
they got to stay in the playoffs.
It gets them into the playoffs, and it gets us one more week of talking about the Central Bobcats.
And maybe two.
I'll say this. Perry Kernut, Wall play-by-play man, just a few weeks ago when they played against Midland High, he went Nostradamus on us, and he was like, you know what? Central will make the playoffs. It's almost like he just needed to drop the mic right there when he said it.
Yeah.
And I think if they win tonight, it gets them closer to that. But I think, I'm with them on that, because if they can get into the postseason, they're likely matching up against an El Paso team, considered a dub. Then you get to the second round, so you go 2 rounds deep at that point.
You know what's funny is Perry Kernut says, "Oh, the Central's going to make the playoffs. Trust me, I know." 2 days later, Friendship gets the forfeit. Central gets a win. It's like, who? This guy comes in and always just predicts magic.
Yeah, he's nothing but that, and that's pretty cool to see him come up with some of these things. But Perry Kernut, he's been around the Texas high school football game. Much props to them. You can catch him on the play-by-play on Wall's play-by-play each and every night on Friday nights there. So hopefully we're efforting something. We do have boots on the ground.
That's another one of those games, the games that was lost. I know that's kind of a internet problem there, but do we have a updated score there at least?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for in that. So we'll kind of see if we can't get in on that there. Yeah, but nonetheless, it's, oh boy. So it appears Central is perhaps.
I spoke too soon, Manny. I wish I would have just left it alone.
Yeah, well, last we saw it was 13-7 Central. We're waiting, a Permian. We're waiting this highlight, but we'll go ahead and tell you the score. It is 21-7. Odessa Permian now extending the lead over the Bobcats. Well, we'll hopefully we can get a highlight for that. Trammell, what you got?
I got the updated score from Wall Breckenridge right now. It's a fourth quarter, 29-20. Close game. Walls up, though. Two-point conversion by Permian. Looks like that. Yeah, that makes it 21-7.
Wow. Okay.
We'll probably try to get some highlights from that Permian score. In the meantime, Eldorado's driving, got a third down, so it's gonna be a big play here in a second. We'll get you there, but first they're gonna take a timeout because it's that big of a moment there.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll see what kind of develops out of that. In the meantime, Tony, how about we take another quick commercial break, pay some bills around here, allow us to kind of regroup the troops because we have some highlights, we have some things developing very rapidly. Tony, we'll allow you to choose one up there. We'll be back.
For over 70 years, W&W AFCO Steel has fabricated the steel to frame some of the most iconic structures nationwide. From Soldier Field in Chicago to Cal Field, home of the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies and College Station, what begins in San Angelo is impacting America.
Alrighty, WW AFCO Steel, proud presenter of our Core 27 highlights tonight. Before we went to break, we informed you that the Central Bobcats, they gave up a touchdown to Mojo as they are now down 21-7. In fact, let's go back out to Ratliff and let's show you how this one is, how they got to this point here, because Mojo was just knocking on the door, and well, here you go. Look at these big old bruisers on that offensive line.
I'm telling you, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Man. They got to build them big so they can run downhill, and that's what they do with this.
Up and over Rodney Hall,
the offensive line there for Permian.
Yeah,
it's going to be a touchdown. Going to make it 21-7.
Well, that made it.
That's 20-7.
20-7.
Right.
So they did go for two, and we'll show you how they did that here in just a few moments. And there we go, Rodney Hall.
Look at this.
Just finding his guy.
Perfect.
2-point conversion successful. It is now 21-7. Odessa Permian. They lead San Angelo Central in this one. Man, oh man. Berkshire Hathaway, your proud presenter of Bobcat Highlights tonight. So, I don't know. I mean, Central, they need a takeaway. Plain and simple.
They're going to have to score.
Yeah.
When did they get their first touchdown? In the first quarter?
It was, something like that. It was something like that.
They got to score a touchdown. They got to at least get on the board.
Yeah, it's
maybe if you can even get 3, you can at least make something out of it. But really, field goals are out of there.
Right.
You got to go score some touchdowns.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of what that is, and they need turnovers. They need to translate it into touchdowns. Apparently, boots on the ground there at Ratliff Stadium is that Central has lost all momentum. In fact, let's get you back out to Ratliff Stadium, and let's kind of show you why we are kind of like describing it this way. San Angelo Central v. Odessa Permian tonight, Week 9. Winner of this game just takes a stride in the right direction in the postseason. Here you go, Tyler Hill with the rock leading the Bobcats offense. And
oh no,
that's kind of how this is
getting
going.
Clobbered up there. That's not good. Offensive line's probably tired at this point, and once you get manhandled for so long, you kind of give up. Not really give up, but you get to used to getting your butt whooped enough. So
yeah,
that's kind of what's happening there.
That's kind of one of those look out blocks. Look out.
Yeah.
Man, the Bobcats just kind of getting handled tonight.
Manny, run that back one more time. Just look at this. Look at this tackle right here. Look how he just is this point, boom, breaks down. At that point, his shoulders are square towards the quarterback even, and he's just at that point running beside the guy. Honestly, was holding him. Could have got the holding call. Got the sack anyways.
Yeah.
No good.
Tony, let's come back to the desk. Man,
if you want to see some magic, though, Manny.
Ooh, yeah.
Instead of bummer plays, let's get some fun plays.
I'm tired of that doom and gloom there, man.
You know, last time I came to you, I said this could be the Los Esperanza play of the game. Well, Manny, this could be the La Esperanza play of the game. I'm telling you, this one's awesome. Check it out. 4th down at about 15. Eldorado was driving. They had a 3rd down penalty and then a stop on 3rd down. Now it is about 4th and 15. Now check this out, Manny. Keep your eyes peeled on that football. There he is. He's juking. Is he going to get the sack? No. Ready? Whoop! Tossed it to his running back right before he fell down. Gets all the way to the 1st down. 1st down, Eldorado. Oh, my goodness, folks. Can we just look at this one more time?
That's
Look at this. Right as he's about to get sacked. This is not design. His running back just looked at him. He said, give it to me. Boom. Gave it to him. Took off down the sideline. 15-yard gain. Maybe even 17-yard gain. First down, Eldorado Eagles, boy.
That's one thing you have to worry about those guys. Certainly like that. Corbin Covarrubias, he's kind of like a Brett Favre kind of guy. He's a gunslinger. Like the play's not over until it's over with him.
Yeah, you never knew that was going to happen. Let's just look at that one more time because that was awesome. That was awesome. Look at this. So everyone around him, last second, 1, 2, 3 defenders on him, tosses it to him, takes it down the sideline, down past the 50 to the 40, down to about the 35-yard line.
That without question, a Esperanza Play of the Game nominee.
That was awesome.
That's pretty impressive, to say the least. I'm excited to see what happens in the rest of this drive. If they're able to come up with 6 in this, how about that? A play that just looked like it was going to Nowheresville ends up in a positive direction with that. So final score to pass along to you from Shotwell Stadium. Abilene High defeats Odessa 42-7. We have boots on the ground over there. Caleb Caleb Price, we're looking to see if we can effort a Zoom call with him. He's been our Abilene correspondent for the most part of this season, so we'll see what happens.
Manny, they called him short.
Get out. No.
They called
all that
and called him short.
Oh my gosh.
They're now, dude. I don't know if I can say this word, but the coach is pissed. The coach is mad. He thinks he got the worst spot possible, and they're letting him know about it.
Oh, if I was John Long, I'd be singing the same tune.
So now Christoval football. We'll see what happens.
I tell you what, if Christoval gets a score right now,
dang,
I don't know. I mean, this
Still
may
third
be
quarter.
This may be. I don't want to say it's over. But it's towing that line.
Still third quarter though, so man, but still that's pretty crazy.
All right, so hey, word on the street from Ratliff Stadium, the Central defense is crumbling. This Permian offense threatening once again. It's 21-7 Permian with about 2:49 left. Central looking for something, and according to that, well. Looks like maybe Central could perhaps moving in now the right direction. They momentum shift.
We're in, we're out.
I know, and that's what we're saying. We're in, we're out. Come on.
Hot and cold.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're dealing with there. Waiting to see what kind of happens. I'm wanting to see more from this Lakeview game. Let me see if we can't get some more. Anything from Fort Stockton.
Update, Christoval is driving. They got all the way to about the 20-yard line. They got a penalty that set them all the way about second and 20.
Can we see it?
Yeah, we
can you dial it up?
Let me pull it back. This is just kind of a play-by-play. Nothing big to see, but they're driving. So
okay, so we'll wait to see. Also,
we'll see if something big happens.
Okay,
but that's just to keep you updated.
Okay. We'll see what also if we can if you generate me a Zoom link and we can send it to Caleb.
The same one that I sent a while ago.
Okay.
Let's use that one.
Okay. We will effort that. Let's see. Oh, no, not that one. Okay, so we'll effort a Zoom call here. Let's see. Copy that. All right. So, Chairman, what are you efforting that we can look at here in the next few moments?
We can look at a bit, like I said, that second down that set him back pretty far. We can go take a look at that.
Okay.
So this is right after the penalty. Like it's about second and 20. Ball's at about the 50-yard line. Let's check it out.
All right. So let's go back out to Jack Pardee Stadium there in Christoval. Battle for the district title. Eldorado C-Town.
These boys are playing hard, Manny. They do not care about contact, and you'll see it on this play. Just everyone. Hats on everybody. Everyone's touching somebody, getting big. That's 11 hats to the football, but still little to no gain. About third down, about 15. We'll come back to it.
Okay. We'll see what happens here. So I know we'll likely be seeing this one. Let's see. All right, so it appears that Central that they got very close to a touchdown there at Ratliff Stadium. They were at the 3-yard line of Permian, fumbled it.
Oh man,
Fumbled the football. So it is now Permian ball, 1st and 10.
that's gonna.
Yeah,
Is that fourth quarter?
I believe they are in the third or the fourth quarter. So I mean that was kind of like a thing that they needed for that.
So it's gonna pretty much drop them to 2-2 in district.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, so Abilene won. That'll make them 3-1.
So the way
Permian,
it's
3-1.
So the way it's going, I mean, even if they likely lose out in the rest of the season, I mean, they probably could be capturing that 4th seed out of the district.
Midland's 2-2.
Midland is 2-2. Yeah, yeah, I believe that's.
So
right.
that's the only one. And Friendship's 1-3 and
well, there
and then
I don't think.
and then 0 and whatever for.
Yeah, I don't think
Broncos.
Friendships won a football game in the district season, so that's kind of that's where it puts them there. Trammell, let's see. I believe look out on the Zoom call for Caleb. We can effort a call with him.
Got him right here.
All right.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. Yes.
Hey.
Caleb Price.
Can you hear us, Caleb? Hear us?
All right. So,
All right.
third quarter score to pass along to Christoval 34, Eldorado 22. They're now heading into the fourth quarter of play. What a great football game.
Oh man, I'm telling you. So Caleb, how was your game? What all went down?
Well, we made our way down to Abilene, and they took care of Odessa High. At first, trading fumbles, size for
Okay.
Hey Caleb, I think we're
pretty good for them.
losing you, Caleb.
But
Hey, all right, Manny.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a second.
Let's see. All right. So it looks like we're having some technical difficulties there with Caleb Price. But I mean, as we've seen here, I believe it was the final score 42-7, Abilene High over Odessa High. You think we want to try it again?
No, he's even in his car. It was still a little.
Okay.
It was still red bars. So.
All right.
It's all good.
So it appears
What was the score to that game?
42-7. And now,
all right, ready? I can do Caleb's wrap up. Ready? All right. So Abilene went in there. They beat the dog out of them. Like I said in our Wednesday meeting. Sorry, Tuesday meeting. What day did we meet, Manny? Anyways, during our weekly meeting, what did I say? Warbird's gonna kick butt, and that's it. That's the only thing you need to know. So just like I predicted, kicking butt. Go Warbirds.
Yeah, no, that's for sure, and that they did tonight, and that's and we understood that may not have been the most exciting game of the week. I mean, Odessa, I feel like they are kind of taking a different turn in things.
But it was very important for the little Southwest Conference, though.
Yeah, no, for
Because
sure, without question.
If Abilene keeps on the pace they're going, I mean, what if Mojo beats Legacy? What if Legacy slips up or something? I doubt that happens. But if they do, Abilene could win a district championship.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, they're still in it, to be able to do something here. Now the question is, Abilene would need Midland Legacy to kind of spiral, take a downward spiral in the next 2 weeks. Now
They have Central.
next week. Oh my goodness, I'm not Central.
Manny, are you looking forward to that game next week?
No, I'm not looking. I'm
gonna be honest, guys.
I'm gonna be real honest.
No, not really.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing McCollum Young in that Midland Legacy offense and seeing what they're about.
Yeah.
But I think the big one, one of the better tests that we might see Midland Legacy get this season probably is going to come against Odessa Permian in the final week of the season. For one, that's
Which
a rivalry
we will be
game.
there. So y'all come and check that game out here only on COVER1 because that one's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So hey, we showed you a turnover there by the Lakeview Chiefs just probably about 15 or 20 minutes ago. But here, this is to force overtime. Overtime. It's 21-21.
What?
And here you go. So Lakeview with the rock, looking to do something. Fort Stockton, here you go defensively, coming up with the stop. Let's go to overtime.
Overtime action in Fort Stockton. Can the Chiefs pull off an overtime victory?
I know.
Oh,
Let's come back to the desk, Tony, and take one last look at this.
that would be incredible.
Yeah. AFCO Steel, our proud presenting sponsor of Core 27 football tonight. Exciting stuff with the Lakeview Chiefs. Tremel, you want to try another Zoom call with Caleb?
Yes.
I think he may have gotten things figured out there. We can talk a little Abilene High football. So we'll see that. So that Panther stop there that we saw with Lakeview and Fort Stockton out in the Permian Basin, that now forces overtime. We'll see how this one develops because that one's a pretty big ball game there. Yeah, so I know we're going to see another Christoval highlight here pretty soon.
I think pretty soon.
You wanna
sooner
see it
than
now?
Soon. Let's just look at it right now.
Let's go back out to
Manny,
Jack
let's
Barty
just go
Stadium.
ahead and just bite my tongue on this. Coverrubias is a heck of a player, but maybe just bit off a little more than he could chew on tonight. This Christoval defense is really eating him up right here, having to just keep scrambling out of the pocket and then just looking and just chunking it and praying for something.
Oh.
But unfortunately, interception.
Caden Carpenter.
Caden Carpenter, number 2 for tonight. That's going to move him past Bo Jolly and maybe even tie him for second in the state of Texas for interceptions.
So that makes it 16 total interceptions for the Christoval Cougars this season.
Corbin Covarrubias had 24 touchdowns and 2 interceptions coming in this game. Tonight he has 2 interceptions on the game.
Wow, that's how good that Christoval defense, that Christoval secondary is. You know, and if you can defend it's one thing to defend the run. I'm not sure if they've come up against a solid running back this season. We have to go back on the stat sheet but here this has been, Eldorado, they are as advertised when it comes to them throwing the football, and they have held them in check tonight.
Yep, 11 minutes left in the game. So they're going to have to they're going to have something big happen for the Eagles.
Wow. Okay. So man, that's interesting to see what's kind of going on there. You want to see if we can get Caleb back?
Yeah. Sorry.
Let's see. So we'll see if we can't effort another Zoom call with Caleb Price. He's talking Abilene High football as they were victorious against Odessa High tonight. And for that one, that moves them deeper into the conversation of being able to maybe perhaps share, get a share of the district title. Perhaps if Odessa Permian can manage to beat Midland Legacy down the stretch of this season. So we'll see what happens down the stretch here in the next few weeks of that. There's 2 more weeks after this one that are remaining in the regular season. Could get interesting down the stretch, to say the least. So,
all right, I think we're back. Caleb, can you hear us now?
Hello.
All right, I think we're back. All right, Caleb. Now, kind of got disconnected earlier. Kind of tell us what happened in the game tonight.
Well, basically, it was a pretty easy win for Abilene High. At first, both teams trading turnovers, a couple fumbles, a couple receptions on the part. At first, you could tell guys was a little bit for Abilene at first from Odessa, but Abilene settled in there. I guess they made adjustments and they were able to weather the storm as far as that went. Offense started moving the ball. I wouldn't luck, but things definitely Abilene's way to start off the momentum.
all right. Caleb, you still with us?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Caleb, what'd you think about the King Thomas, the Abilene High running back tonight? How impressive was he to watch?
He's a little shifty running back. It's easy to sit here and think because we talk about Mikhail Young from Legacy, right? it's easy to sit here and think that no other running back can even come close to his level, and in the process of thinking that, you tend to forget about the other running backs, right? But DeKing Thomas is a shifty little running back. Several plays where he was able to, cut the field and outrun defenders. So yeah, I would say he's up there with Kylan Young, actually.
Yeah, no, he's fun to watch, and he made it interesting tonight for Abilene High. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's really been kind of the number 2 there. What about their quarterback? He's been kind of playing good. How did he play tonight?
Shoot, he played good. As some accurate passes. I think there was a 30-yard pass he made right over the head of the defender and into the arms of the Abilene receiver. Kind of what you want to look for. Very good fundamentals from him. There are some games where Abel Ramirez, the quarterback, he's the star of the show, right? Like he makes the plays, he makes defenders miss. But today I would say was DeKing Thomas.
Yeah, no, without question.
Perfect.
Well, Caleb, I know we're going to have you on Central Medlin Legacy duty next week, back at the friendly confines of San Angelo Stadium. Bobcats, they dropped a close one tonight. Buddy, are you excited to at least see maybe a solid football team like Legacy next week?
The funny thing is, Coach Crane, in one of his weekly press conferences, he talked about the fact that the team focuses on one area, right? Are you guys still with me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That he talks about one improving in one area, right? Whether it's defense or offense or whatever, right? You can definitely tell where they've been working, right? And maybe they kind of let up on the offense a little bit. I'm not sure, but kudos to them for getting a defense that a month ago was just in such disarray to actually hold Permian to 21 points. But offensively, they let off the gas. You got to get that back together, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Caleb, we appreciate your coverage tonight of Abilene High, Odessa High. We look forward to hanging out with you at the friendly comp back here in San Angelo next week. Caleb, be well, be safe heading back to San Angelo tonight.
All right, thank you. I'm glad I was able to help you guys.
Hey, see you later, Caleb.
Thanks, Caleb.
All right, see you later.
All righty, so yeah, always good to hang out with him for a bit. Let's see, we're seeing some development from Fort Stockton with Lakeview because this one is getting interesting. It's officially in overtime. Fort Stockton was able to get in the end zone first. 2-point conversion good. In fact, let's make this interesting here because Lakeview, these kids, you got to appreciate the fight tonight. Let's go out to the Permian Basin, Lakeview v. Fort Stockton. This one here, check this out. Lakeview with the rock following a Fort Stockton touchdown. Fort Stockton was also able to get a 2-point conversion. Chapa drops the rock, but there he is, finding a guy in the end zone. My goodness. Tony, let's come back to the desk here.
We got a heck of an overtime game.
Yeah. Yes. So, so the 2-point conversion was good. It is 29-29, heading to overtime number two in Fort Stockton. What a ball game. That's a lot of fun. That's what this show is all about. That's what it's built for. We can show you stuff just like that right on the cut of a dime there. So the Chiefs convert. Whew. Trammell, do we have anything else to show the fine folks?
We're going to go to Chadwick, but before we go to Chadwick, I'm going to send y'all an update from Christoval.
Chadwick, we're almost there. All right, so it looks like Matt Trammell's dialing up a Christoval highlight here because, folks, it appears, and I'll tell you this, once upon a time, there was a guy named Israel Joyner running loose for the Christoval Cougars. That was back in my time in the early 2000s. Well, he has a son. His name is Catcher Joyner. The Joyner name is back, and it is alive and well in Seatown. Let's go out to Jack Pardee Stadium. Enough talk. Let's show you what Catcher Joyner is all about.
Just hand him the football right there, right up the gut. Just a power play. Get behind your pulling guard and just to the house.
That's
fly
exactly
like
what
an eagle. He put his arms out, fly like an eagle. Except for he's a cougar.
That's exactly what his daddy used to do back in the day.
Oh man, it was that 40 to 22, man.
Woo, baby.
Not much time left.
Man, can we run that back? Can we see that one more time? I tell you what, Israel Joyner, his daddy was one of the most dynamic running backs of his time, an all-West Texas kind of guy. Here's his son. His son has plenty of size on him. I believe this kid's only a sophomore.
Yeah, this kid looks like a tank. I mean, this guy's got some size on him, meat around his bones for sure, and he plays running back, and he ain't scared to take a little contact right there.
Look at
Fly
that.
like an eagle.
Ooh, baby. Catcher Joyner. Man, oh man, that could be the nail in the coffin tonight for the Eldorado Eagles. But what a game. What a finish. What a way that the Christoval Cougars what a game that they just put on. Defensively, offensively, just it was seizing the moment. What is it, Carpe Diem? You know? I mean, that's a total seizing the moment type of thing with that. All right. Meanwhile.
Let's get Chadwick in here before he gets too impatient with us.
I know. This guy just taking some lumps this season. Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcat connoisseur. Tony, let's invite Chadwick here into the conversation. Chadwick, it was a tough night. 21-7, the Bobcats falling at Ratliff Stadium against Odessa Permian. First of all, let's get your thoughts on the night overall.
Well, Manny, I can just say I couldn't be prouder of the way the Bobcats fought tonight. The defense gave up 10 points in the first half, 11 points in the second half, both a touchdown and field goal apiece, you know. This is the same team that got blown out by Odessa High. This is the same team that got blown out by Friendship and Vandergrift, right? And I want to say that Permian is a better team than Odessa High. And the Bobcats, they had it. They were close. The story of tonight is the Permian Panther Mojo defense. In the second half, the Bobcats just could not get anything going offensively. I think Tyler Hill went on a streak where he had 7 or 8 passes go incomplete. They were just a little bit off target. Mojo sacked him 4 or 5 different times in the second half, and that running game just could not get going because they're always too far behind the sticks. With that being said, again, hats off to the Central defense tonight. They every time they got punched in the mouth, they punched right back. I know it wasn't enough tonight, but as Coach Crane said to his guys after the game was over, we are this close. We're this close. All right. So I know they got Midland Legacy next week, and it's going to be tough. But hey, they played this well against Odessa Permian tonight. I don't see Abilene High destroying them like I would have thought previously.
I got an updated score from Shotwell Stadium tonight. Final score 44-7. The Abilene win. So
that's what I'm talking about.
blowout victory over there in Abilene.
Right, and that's kind of what I was talking to y'all about when I was on the show last week. I truly believe that Abilene High is the second best team in this district, and I'm not saying that the Bobcats are going to have a cakewalk when they go to Shotwell, but historically, Central plays well against Abilene High. So, my point is, by no means is this doom and gloom for the Bobcats. If they can pull off a miracle, they can still, perhaps get a postseason bid on that in that 3rd or 4th spot.
So what we saw here at the last of this game, or at least what I kind of picked up, was that Tyler Hill was kind of taking too much pressure, and he didn't have a lot of time to do much in there. Is that about right?
Yeah, he had absolutely zero time. So
next week, we haven't even talked about this. We've skipped next week and gone to the last week of the season already. It's like we just didn't want next week to happen. But next week we got the real test, the real Giants, Midland Legacy, who won tonight. Do we have a final score of that, Manny?
That one, not quite yet.
A lot to a little.
It's a lot to a little bit, nonetheless. So, do you think that this Central offense is going to be able to do anything next week?
I mean, it's just going to depend on which Central team decides to show up. Like I said, Permian's defense is good. They played well against Middle Legacy as well, and so, the Bobcats just really had struggled to produce in the second half. That doesn't help that they turn the ball over on downs twice inside the red zone, and they fumbled at the 3-yard line with a minute left in the game.
Was that a forced fumble, or was that just a mishap?
Tyler Hill was they were running the speed off to the outside with Sam Navarrete, and Tyler Hill just led him too much with the pitch. Put the ball on the turf, and the defense jumped on it.
Man,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Literally at the 3-yard line. So, like, who knows what would have happened if Navarre would have walked in right there, because he would have walked in right there. It would have been an onside kick situation down 21-14, but hey, that's what next week is for, right? So next week, we're going to see how the Bobcats respond to this loss. I know it's got to be heartbreaking. I talked to an emotional Coach Grant after the game, and he was so proud of his guys, but you can tell the Bobcats are so close. They're just frustrated right now.
Yeah, score right now from Grande Communication Stadium, Midland Legacy 50, Midland High 27.
Wow, so
I mean,
Midland High's coming back a little bit.
A little bit of fight in them.
There's a little resistance tonight.
Another game you might want to be interested in is Bobcat talk, but it's the same school district. Lakeview Chiefs are in double overtime right now.
Oh, against Fort Stockton.
Yes,
Those guys are good.
There.
I'll be interested to go back and rewatch the show so I can catch some of those highlights.
Yeah, it's been insane, Chadwick.
Hey,
Brian,
Tramble, could you go ahead and update me one more time on that Christoval Eldorado game?
I don't want to. Do I have to?
Yeah, please. Like, I'm way out here in Odessa. I don't know what the score is.
46-22 Christoval leading Eldorado with 3:38 left.
Head coach Otho and Jolly, and they're just having a jolly old time, huh?
Yeah, I know. It's not even. They got second string running back in, running all over the Eagles. So it looks like it's tonight. It looks like I was wrong. I'll eat my lunch. But anyways, we got to go. We got some highlights and stuff to get to.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Chadwick. Y'all be safe.
All right.
All right, so it appears, let's see. It appears Lakeview that they are getting on the scoreboard here. In fact, let's go back out to Fort Stockton. This is now 29-29 in the second overtime. And look at Lakeview getting a
It's up. Did that go in?
field goal. Yes.
Wow, that's far.
That is a field goal, so that makes it 32-29. Ooh, we could be seeing the Chiefs coming out with the dub, heading back to Angelo with the dub tonight. We'll see if the defense can hold.
They got to make sure they don't let them score here. If they let them score, game's over.
Tony, let's come back to the desk. All right, so we're hoping that, Lakeview can hold on. They do not give up a touchdown.
Well, Manny, looks like you're the old guy from Christoval's son. He just keeps on rolling tonight.
Catcher Joyner?
Catcher Joyner, there you go.
I love it.
Let's check it out. So the first touchdown he scored going right. What better way to do his second touchdown? Score going left. He's lined up on the left side, and it's just a counter to go the other way. Kick it out, cut it back, bounce off again.
Oh, man.
Touchdown.
He's so good, man, and he's an underclassman. They have a few more years to go with him. I think he is
46-22, Manny.
He's got a lot of upside there, that's for sure. All right, hey, huge shout out to the friendly folks at Sliker County Medical Center. I know they're pulling for the Eldorado Eagles tonight. Unfortunately, the hometown right here of yours truly, Christoval. So I'll give you the Lee Corso goodbye there. The Cougs looking like they may come out with the dub tonight. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm a little biased on that tonight, so we'll see what happens with the rest of this one here. It appears, so it's 32-29 Lakeview right now. It appears Fort Stockton perhaps knocking on the door. We'll see what happens as this one develops. Lakeview is in desperate need of a stop. This one coming down to the wires. This one is in now the second overtime of that one. In the meantime, Trammell, do we have some post-game sound with Kevin Crane, head coach of the Bobcats?
Sure enough.
All right, so we do have that. In fact, let's go ahead and take some of that sound with head coach of the Bobcats, Kevin Crane.
All right, Coach, I know it's not the result we want, but can I ask about that improved defense tonight? How good did they play?
Yeah, I was proud of our defense all night. I thought they fought, played really hard, did a good job all night on their offense.
I mean, just considering like what a team like Odessa High was doing to y'all a couple weeks ago, like I was impressed from the get-go. Was this just something y'all schemed during the bye week, or like it just looks like they played so much harder?
Yeah, we just played a little better tonight. We have a good scheme, and we've seen this it's a loss. I mean, we were prepared. Our kids prepared well. Played extremely hard. Obviously, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but I was extremely proud of our defense.
Had a little bit of a standout tonight. Wide receiver Kevon Rice. We haven't seen much from him this year, but he really exploded tonight. Had over 100 yards rushing, receiving. Can you talk about him for a little bit?
Yeah, he played well. Explosive player, got open, made some good catches, and so it was good to see.
All right, Coach, y'all got Midland Legacy next week. It's going to be a tough game for sure, but do y'all think y'all can game plan to a point where you can get it as close as it was tonight?
I mean, that's the goal always, try to put the best product out there we can, and see what we can do. But, we got 2 more weeks, and we're still in this thing. We got to keep fighting.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Did not seem very happy.
And he's trying, and that's the thing.
I think that's what sucks the most is we know he's trying hard.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, man.
Yeah.
And there's really no room for error in this district. I mean, they caught a break, with Friendship forfeiting, but man, oh man, when you're playing teams like this,
it's no secret this might be a down year. Maybe there's not a reason that Coach Davis left, but at some point maybe he kind of looked down the line and maybe he saw things weren't as trending as what he saw in his past. And this is a down year for Central, but that doesn't mean they're terrible. They can go and they can play tough against these next 2 teams, go make the playoffs maybe with a 4th seed or a 3rd seed. But down 2-2 now with 2 of the best 2 opponents coming up.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty tough for the Bobcats. 4 losses, doesn't look good.
I'm not sure. I mean, if both Midland High and Friendship, if they just continue to spiral down, certainly Odessa High, those teams continue to lose. I mean, Central could be in line for a playoff spot, but
they got to try to snag one.
They got to at least get a win.
Mm-hmm.
They got to try and prevent, or for their own cause, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Tony, we do have an updated highlight from Fort Stockton. Oh, man, what a finish here. So this one, it was
33-29.
32-29.
Yeah, 32.
32-29. Lakeview put in a field goal to go take the lead in the second overtime. Here's Fort Stockton knocking on the door. I mean, look how close they are. If there's a time for a goal line stand, I'm not sure what down it is. But if there's time for a goal line stand, it's about now. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
With the walk-off win.
Final score from Fort Stockton tonight, 35-32. Fort Stockton getting the dub at home. District win against Lakeview. My gosh. What a game, though. What a game.
Yeah. That's tough. There's been so many of those games this year. If you go look down the line of those Lakeview losses, and they're all so close, man. They're all right there. It's either an interception or a weird play or double overtime loss.
We talk about it time after time, and no loss is. I hate the whole moral wins or anything like that. A loss is a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Chalk it up. But man, I think more importantly, what Lakeview needs, it's all about changing the culture, and that's what Brent Davis did a number of years ago when he took the helm there at San Angelo Central, and I think that's what Lakeview's in need of more.
Yeah, because you get in those teeter situations like that, or you get those one possession games like that, and what it really does is if you're always on that side, then you're always in that mindset of that left side.
Yeah.
But if you can get on the right side, on the winning side, then you can, your mind can really, push your team's attitude to the that's basically what it is. Your team's attitude basically push you towards easier wins.
Right.
Confidence. There it is.
Unfortunately, just unable to kind of get it done tonight. And I have to tell you, hats off to the Lakeview Chiefs, the kids from the north side of San Angelo, falling in double overtime against Fort Stockton. What a game! I can, they're going to the playoffs for sure. They're playing for seeding down the stretch of the season, but You know, you're playing against a good team like that against Fort Stockton. Fort Stockton's kind of handled them the last few years.
Yeah.
So for them to kind of just bow up a little bit, show some resistance.
Yeah, because you only got 2 more teams you got to play in district. One of them is an Andrews team who's usually really good, who is not that good as they've been.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a Big Spring team who is usually the team that you can beat in the district. So I think, you know what? I'm going to go out on the limb and say Lakeview's going to get 3rd place in the district.
They have a realistic shot of seeing that happen. Let's see. Let me kind of run down some scores from that. Another score from that district. So, 35-32, your final from Fort Stockton, as they dropped this one in double overtime. The other score from that district, Big Spring taking down Andrews tonight, 48-19.
All right. See, that's what I'm saying.
So I mean, Andrews may not be the team that
Big Springs might be.
Big Spring, I think they're a lot better. Yeah. Coach, the coach there, Cannon McWilliams, is just doing some big things. The whole motto there is row the boat.
Row the boat.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, they're much improved. They're probably the most improved team in that district this entire season. So I think next week is probably a realistic game for them to get a win. It certainly could come against Andrews, and then they round it out against Big Spring in the final week of the season. They'll play here at San Angelo Stadium. So next week they go on the road to Andrews. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's an exciting week for that. I think, are we still waiting maybe some sound from Coach Otho?
Yeah, I actually told, because there was about 2 minutes left in the game, I actually told Chadwick, I told Bellini just go ahead and wrap everything up, go ahead and hurry up and down there and go talk to him. So we'll try to get it as fast as we can get it.
Okay, so we'll be awaiting some sound from Coach Casey Otho, the winner tonight. Trammell, the final score in that game, what was it, 46-22?
Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up.
I believe that's what it was, the final.
46-22 final.
46-22. Not quite the 98.5 that maybe you had anticipated.
But still, that's a lot of points.
But that's a lot of points. That's
68.
What, 68? Yeah, I took the under of that, thank goodness.
Yeah, I take the under in everything Matt throws up there. I throw up college football scores for Big 12.
Yeah.
So we're going to play some 6-man action tonight.
Trammell, while we're kind of waiting for that one, hey, how about we take a look at some Deersky and Deersky scores? How about that? You want to take a look at some of those?
Let's do it.
All right.
You do on yours.
If you want to pull it up on yours.
Yeah,
on
got it right here.
All righty. So let's take a look at the Deersky and Deersky scoreboards. Tony, bringing that up. There we go.
All right, Deersky and Deersky scoreboard brought to you by Deersky and Deersky Realtors, the real estate professionals of Texas. We already talked about this. We'll bring it right back. Big Springs Andrews 48-19 final as Big Spring wins that one. Sweetwater and Pecos 61-37. Manny, there's my 90 score right there. Sweetwater Mustangs win 61-37. Brock and Boyd 55-7. Brock. Abilene Wiley and Canyon Randall tight game there 16-13. Abilene Wiley comes back and wins. Lubbock Cooper versus Wichita Falls 52-21. Lubbock Cooper. Burton and Granger 28-22. Burton. Frisco Heritage and Denton Ryan 55-14. Denton Ryan. Comanche and Millsap 49-34. Comanche. Fort Stockton and Lakeview double overtime win for Fort Stockton 35-32. Lubbock Monterey and Amarillo Tascosa. Remember how you said this one was close, man? You look at that now. 60-18 Tascosa. They end up pulling it off. Clyde and Early 34-14. Early wins that one. Waxahachie Life and Stephenville 49-0 Stephenville. Alvarado Brownwood 35-49. Brownwood takes that one. Waco Midway and DeSoto 55-3. That was 55-7. Sorry, that was a third quarter score. Miles and Menard 38-32. Miles is up, but it's the fourth quarter. That could have some playoff ramifications in that one. Highland Park and Tyler 41-14 Highland Park. Cedar Hill and Duncanville 48-7 Duncanville. Weatherford and Euless Trinity 49-21 Euless Trinity. De Leon and San Saba 45-14 San Saba. Midland Legacy, Midland High 57-27 Midland Legacy. Pampa and Canyon, look at this one, Mandy, 68-53. What a score. Canyon beats the Harvesters. Jacksboro Eastland 51-48. Another high-scoring game. That one's a 99. Jacksboro wins that one. Brady and Grape Creek. Grape Creek loses after a really hard-fought victory, 34-27. Ballinger, Ingram, Moore, 61-0 Ballinger. Merkel and Dublin, 28-20. Dublin takes that. Dumas and Hereford, 45-0. Smithson Valley, Converse Judson, 33-32. 1 point ball game. Converse Judson wins. Lubbock Coronado, Amarillo, Caprock, 49-14. Lubbock Coronado. Sterling City, Westbrook. This one's a fourth quarter score. Manny Sterling City came back. It's 46-42 right now. Close six-man battle there. Keep your eyes on that one, as those two right there will be playing in late December. Arlington Lamar, Arlington Sam Houston, 38-28, Arlington Lamar. Bracketville and Ozona, 21-14, Ozona. Rock Springs and Junction, 18-7, fourth quarter. Mason and Johnson City, 1-point ball game in the fourth quarter. Johnson City's up 1. Austin Westlake, Austin Adkins, 48-0. Plainview, Wichita Falls Rider, 56-20, Wichita Falls. Dalhart and Bushland, 73-9. Bushland wins big. Waco University, Aledo, 65-14, Aledo. Monahans, Midland Greenwood, 41-14 as the Rangers win. Roscoe and Crosbyton, 58-8. Winners in Gulfway, winners down bad, 49-13. Breckenridge and Wall, final score, 29-26. Wow. Wall barely squeezed by the Roos. Yeah. Abilene and Odessa, 42-7, Abilene High. Bangs and Sonora, Sonora wins big, 50-25. That's a very weird score right there. 25-50? Man, how do you get 50? Snook and Bartlett, 56-8. Hamlin Lockney, 40-15. Coleman and Cisco, 31-7 Coleman. Forsan Haskell, 28-0 Forsan. Cahoma and Reagan County, halftime score of 31-0 Cahoma. Colorado City and Sanford, 16-14. Stanford's up. Holly and Anson, 14-0. Holly's up. Jim Ned, TLCA, final score, 70 Goose Egg. Whew. Indians continue to roll. Water Valley, Eden, you're right, Manny. They ended early. Wasn't 45, though, 71-18. Second week in a row, win by more than 45. Roscoe, Highland, Robert Lee, 42-8. Richland Springs, Mullen, 48-0. Pilot Point, Ponder, 34-0. Paint Rock, very best, 7-6. Paint Rock, halftime score. May and Baird, 42-12. May. Northeast Eaton versus South Lake Carroll was last night, 47-24. You can check out these plus some more at sanangelolive.com/scores. This has been the Scores page brought to you by Deersky and Deersky Realtors, the real estate professionals of Texas.
Whether it's a handyman's dream, a dream home, or perhaps a home on the range, Deersky and Deersky can help you find or sell your next home. After all, everything we touch turns to sold. Deersky and Deersky Realtors, the real estate professionals of Texas.
Alrighty, our scores tonight proudly presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors, the real estate professionals of Texas. It's been a fun night. We've seen some very good football played tonight. For one, it's been Christoval dominating Eldorado tonight in some fashion that was. It was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I don't think we expected Christoval to kind of come out the way they did in terms of being able to trim. I'm going to send you a link here.
Okay. I got also a interview with the Eldorado head coach.
Okay, all right. So I don't think we expected kind of what we did with Christoval, how they came out that way, but it was interesting to say the least. In the meantime, can we?
I got you.
We cue up the sound with John Long, Eldorado head coach, and I'll look for a play.
Yes, that would be even better.
So we'll look for a play there.
Here's Eldorado head coach John Long.
Coach John Long of the Eldorado Eagles took a loss here tonight in Christoval. Started kind of slow. Can you kind of talk about your slow start there?
Yeah, rivalry games, really good football program. You just can't start the way we did. All credit goes to Coach Otho and those guys. They've got a heck of a football team. And it's playoff atmosphere, and I think that's good for us. We're gonna get back in the film room and get ready to go again.
All right, but even though you started slow, you showed up real quick. You put up 14 unanswered points.
But I wouldn't.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, you're good. Our guys never quit, and that's one thing I love about us is we're tough and they're fighters, and sometimes you don't win them, and so we're like I said, we're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to look at what worked and what we need to fix, and just like we always do. we're still a really good football team, and what I told our guys is one game, whether you win or lose, doesn't define your season. And yeah, it hurts because we wanted to win that game, obviously, but you know, it's Friday night football. Things like this happen.
Yeah, Christoval's not a pushover school. No. They're a darn good team.
No doubt. There's a reason they're the district champs last year. There's a reason they went as far as they did in the playoffs. And, you know, they're well coached. They're great athletes, and they've got a great game plan every year and week in and week out. And you know, like I said, hats off to them. And maybe we'll see them later on in the playoffs. I don't know.
At the end of the day, he ain't losing. He knows they're about to go make a deep run in the playoffs. He's sitting there smiling. I mean, even if you look, just go back to this, Tony. If you just want to click back on that screen, just show the people this guy's smile on his face. They just lost a district championship, and he's got a smile on his face because he knows that no matter what, you can come back to me. No matter what, the Eldorado Eagles are that good of a team that they're going to be there deep in November.
Yeah, that's
go back to us, Tony.
That's for sure. You know, that it was a great game that was put up by both teams tonight. I think for one, Christoval, they just showed just how good they are, and that's without question. I think these guys they're going to be cruising to a district championship, and I think it might be the first outright district title of the 11-man era. I don't think
it's not over. It's not. It's not over. Wait, did they not get outright last year?
No,
they tied
it. They've had to share these district titles, or Eldorado's kind of gotten the whole thing on that. So that's been the thing that they've been chasing, you know, since they've started 11-man football,
okay.
Is the outright district title.
All right, well, all they got to do is finish up strong, play what they did tonight, give the ball to the young guy, and let him ball.
So I mean,
running backs are crazy.
It's Junction and Miles that are left on the schedule here, and
very winnable games by both.
Yeah, without question. Hey, let's get to our. How about we before we kind of wrap things up tonight? How about we get to our La Speranza play of the game?
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I think this one has to come from the Christoval Eldorado matchup. For one, primarily because, well, I mean, it was a game that we talked about, you know, for the most part of this week. James Bellini's write-ups have been heavy.
People have been
game.
Going wild on there, back and forth. I'm telling you, it's been causing a lot of discrepancy.
So it's been a lot of fun watching these guys. In fact, one of these guys we talked about was this guy's daddy, Israel Joyner. Tonight it was catcher Joyner, and let's take a look at this guy right here. La Speranza play of the game. Let's run it. Let's see. All right, so as we kind of set the table, this one came in I guess this was kind of the one that put it away.
Yeah, deep in the fourth right here. This is going to be the one. Oh, no, this is the one to the right. Yeah, so he's going to bounce off this guy in a second and just run right in there. Fly like an eagle. Christoval Cougars take home a district championship.
Yeah, let's take a look at just how he did that, because he just ran through that defensive line.
You just watch that guard. He just follows him. Yeah. That's all it is.
Not a bad play there at all. That is your La Speranza play of the game. Let's take another look at that. Catcher Joyner.
Pulling guard. Get behind your man.
He's a sophomore. They got a few more seasons with him. He'll be on the radar for years to come with these Christoval Cougars as they are victorious tonight against Eldorado, 44-22. So this is they're likely in line for a district title. Tony, let's come back to the desk of the first outright district title of the 11-man era, which is that's saying something because they've been chasing this for a number of years. You know, last year it was a breakout season in terms that they got to the third round of the playoffs. You know, prior to that, you know, they hadn't even gotten out of the first round, out of the second round, and then, they've been for years. It was getting out of the first round. They did it a season ago, getting out of that first round. Now it was just kind of okay, how far can we go?
Yeah.
Let's
keep the train rolling.
Yeah. The train is certainly rolling in Christoval, and that's fun to watch, and the biggest thing is like when we used to see with back in the 90s era, the Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Well, how about them Christoval Cougars, as Jesse Diaz would say there? But yeah, it's so much fun to watch. I don't think this is the last we've seen of Eldorado. I think they're just as just as capable of making a deep run as Christoval, or perhaps even a better run than them.
There was the punch in the mouth, Manny. We talked about in a fight, you need to be punched in the mouth to see what you're really made of. This is the punch in the mouth. We'll see next week how they respond.
Yeah, and one thing, and Bellini kind of talked about that on Thursday in the Nukes pregame show, or the preview show, is that, a game like this could potentially humble Eldorado. Yeah. Maybe throw them a little humility, a bone of humility there. And I think that's kind of what it did. I don't think we'll see Eldorado kind of be beaten the rest of the way. Obviously in this district, but I don't even think once they get into the postseason they'll be beaten this way. So
no, that secondary is legit.
That secondary is 16 interceptions on the season.
2 tonight.
2 tonight. Coming from, it was what? Two
of them from
Caden Carpenter. Another one from Bo Jolly.
Oh, 3 interceptions. I
want to say it was 3. So
man,
yeah. That's just how impressive that Christoval defense is this season. Not only tonight, but just this entire season. So,
the Bo Jolly came up with a fumble.
Okay, fumble. 2 interceptions from Caden Carpenter.
It was the sack on a missed handoff. The first.
You're exactly right. So, that's just saying how good they are.
Yeah, crazy ball players.
Yeah,
heck of a game though. Heck of a week. Manny, you want to wrap up? What else we got?
I think that's about it. I think we touched on. 46-22 is the final score. I think we said 44. 46-22, Christoval victorious tonight over Eldorado. Trammell, I don't know what happens next week against Midland Legacy with the Central Bobcats. Have no clue. I'm done trying to play Nostradamus with those guys. I think, either we're going to see a really good ball game next week or we're going to see a very one-sided, blown-out kind of ball game.
Yeah.
And that's
door number 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess door number 2.
I'm hoping for door number 1.
Manny, we'll have to say this for the pregame, but there's not a lot of optimism when you see this Midland Legacy team beat teams by 35. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Optimism.
You want to count that as your final thought of the night?
No, I'll take my final thought as this. Eldorado Eagles, you let me down today.
Trammell owes me one of these.
I put my Topo Chico on the line for you guys. All you had to do was win the ball club. I have gone with you every single game this year. Tonight, you let me down against. This isn't just a rivalry between y'all two. It's a rivalry between the work here. Come on.
If we're playing the stock market, I sold Eldorado just in time.
Yep. Sure enough. Well,
either way, I'll buy them up again next week. But
either way, they'll still make a good run. Bobcats are screwed next week, and Wall, well, they don't play Jim Ned, so they'll win too.
Yeah, they'll take number 2 in the district.
I'm done. See you guys next week.
If Trammell was dropping the mic, that's what that would look like. First and foremost, I got to say this. So proud of these Christoval Cougars tonight. These guys, so good. In fact, before I get into the final thoughts, let's hear from Christoval head coach Casey Otho, because this guy, man of the night, team of the week. In fact, this guy was being talked about all over the state of Texas this game tonight. Let's go back out to Jack Pardee Stadium and hear from head coach Casey Otho.
All right, Coach Otho, the Christoval Cougars. Got a win here over Eldorado. This is a good team you're going to face in district. How's it feel to get this win?
It feels great. I feel great for the kids. The coaching staff. We prepared hard. We prepare each week like that, but just to have it pay off in the way it did, I think it feels good.
Because this Eldorado team, they can score in a heartbeat.
No doubt.
It had to be on your mind. But your defense came out and got 2 picks and a couple turnovers on downs. How do you feel about your defense heading out to the end of the season?
Yeah, I feel great about the defense. We knew that they have a great offense, man. They have a great defense too. But we knew they were going to score. We just had to limit those opportunities.
And it's not just Josh. Catcher Joyner had a couple good runs there at the end.
Yeah, that's the thing. We got a couple weapons that we can rely on pretty well. Our receiving core, our 2 running backs. They just create different opportunities for each other throughout the game.
The old ball coach of the Christoval Cougars, as his team is victorious tonight over Eldorado, 46-22. James Bellini, Coach Casey Otho, said it best. Josh Fava is not the only guy on that team that can produce big numbers from that backfield. Catcher Joyner, welcome to the big show, my man, because he has certainly arrived. We saw glimpses of him last season as a freshman. This season, this is truly his coming out party with that. As a final thought of the night, as a native of Christoval, I feel like these emotions of last season when they were just blazing into that third round of the Texas high school football playoffs, this feels like that again. And to be on the cusp of an outright district title, the first since the six-man era, this is special. And these guys got to take care of business the next 2 weeks. But man, oh man, is it fun to watch you. You guys are certainly setting a precedent for teams to come. Casey Otho, this guy probably one of the biggest wins of his entire career, certainly within the regular season as a member of the staff leading this Christoval team. So congratulations to the Cougars tonight, 46-22 winners over Eldorado. Congratulations. I mean, hard-fought game from John Long and his Eldorado team. Like I told Trammell, I sold Eldorado just in time. But I tell you what, kids from Sliker County, I'm going to buy you up next week. I'm still going to love you. We're still going to love on you next week and the weeks to come, and certainly in the postseason. But, wow, what a big win. Central Bobcats, you guys, you're there. We got to finish. That's all we got to do. That's thoughts of the night from them. Last thing, the Lakeview Chiefs, the Love You Blue, kids from the north side. You're playing your tails off. Oh, man, they were so close tonight. I think they're on the cusp of doing something big. If they can come up, I think they'll come up with a big win next week against Andrews. They'll surprise us all. You heard it here first on Cover1 Live, right here on SanAngeloLive.com. All righty, well, Week 9 has been fun. It's been real. We've seen a lot of exciting games tonight. Congratulations to all the winners, especially those Wallhawks coming up with a big win tonight against the Breckenridge Buckaroos. Man, oh man, these guys just continue to just live life on the edge, to say the least. All right, for all the members of the San Angelo Live Cover1 crew, Isaiah Garza, Jacoby Swearington, Caleb Price, Tony Garcia, Ryan Chadwick, Joe Hyde, Sonia Ramirez Munoz, Yanis Green, and our very own Matt Trammell. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm Manny Diaz. Good night. God bless. We'll see you in Week 10.
Who say they want it? Who say they ready? See, you might not like it, but you gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. Who say they want it? Who say they ready? Hey, coach, they might not like it, but they gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. I said it's game time. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. You know it's game time. I said it's game time. Come on. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. Hey, who say they want? We want. Who say they ready? We ready. They might not like. We like it. But this is West Texas. They gon' respect. First off, I got my grades up, so I deserve every moment that I'm out on the field. I've been in practice all week, so you know what it is. We ain't come for the win, boy, we came for the kill. It ain't all about the all, boy. So why here we here, hard, boy? We for nothing but the Lord, boy. So when you come play us, we might rip out your heart and send you back home with some bruises and scars. Hey, put me in, coach, cause I'm ready to ball. I see the fear in his eyes like he already lost. You know I came with my AK. Defense hitting hard like a freight train. We got the crowd going crazy. Running school colors in the stands look amazing. We don't need permission for the trophy, we just